Hey everybody, I'm Morgan.
And this is Ryan.
And we're talking Chitty. Oh, I haven't even taken a sip of my drink yet. Okay. I think we're almost ready.
How many minutes have we been recording?
8.5.
Nice. Well, that's
okay.
Pretty quick fix.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. That's not bad at all.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so we have Ryan's friend, Erickson, combat buddy from Iraq, and he's with us today and he's in his RV. He lives tiny as well.
Yep.
And we're just going to kind of dive in, get into some cool stories, and maybe he'll tell you about what life is like in his RV with his family. How you doing today, Erickson?
Yeah.
You doing good?
We're here.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
We're all drinking. He's got some beer. We've got some of the peanut butter whiskey going.
Yep.
So we're going to make it a fun night. So,
I'd go in and grab some whiskey, but I don't want to wake anybody up.
I get
yeah,
that.
that's okay. We want you to be able to like hold the conversation. We're just going to maybe drunkardly make our way through it.
Oh, you want me to be the show and not
Right.
get too tipsy.
Yeah, you might say shit you'll regret, and you'll be like, Morgan, can
There's
you
no
edit
such
that
thing.
out? We've
No.
had that happen a few
No.
times.
We were in the infantry. There ain't no shame.
There's no shame. Have no shame in it. It's
That's
funny,
true.
people they always tell me, they're like, man, you just seem like you don't give a fuck about what anybody says. You know what? If you've been called the names that I have been called, you probably want to give two shits what somebody has to say about you.
That's kind of
No.
true. I've heard
So-
some pretty
No,
bad stories.
I get my wife is baffled by some of the things that come out of my mouth sometimes.
It surprises you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, were you surprised? I definitely was. I didn't know I was about to say that. That just came to my mind as we were learning it together.
I'm surprised.
Oh.
Like, I'm always like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Just the
Like,
first thing
and
that
it
came to my
makes
mind.
sense, and it's a really good one. And I'm like, damn, that was good. But like, y'all have this weird like drill sergeant like thing where y'all can just like come up. My favorite one is like happier than a queer in a dick tree. It's probably like the most politically incorrect.
You know
one
what?
now,
I
but-
had that one before the military.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one's been around a while. I think
I don't know where I got that
Army.
one.
No,
No,
his name?
My
I don't know.
favorite one came from Haggett.
Oh God, what'd he
That
say?
motherfucker says he's shaking like a fag holding a hot dog.
No, Jesus Christ. God damn.
I've been
Oh my
using
God.
that one ever since.
I haven't heard that one.
Dude, that is
That
so
one was
funny.
pure gold.
That is gold.
You know,
That's-
he's doing what is it? Manufacturing firearms now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
St. Michael's Defense, I
That's
believe
right.
is the name of his store.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yep.
I think I've shouted out before, actually.
I think he's in Vermont.
Yeah, it's Vermont.
Yes.
So, Erickson, you, let's see, you and Ryan met in Alaska, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Probably.
Okay.
What was that? Like
2000,
When
late
did you get there?
2003. I got there
We got there
December
December
2003.
so we were the same time. I got there.
Oh.
I think it was the 20th of December.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ours
Yeah,
is around
and then I kind of got stuck at whatchamacallit over there for
30th AG.
until after the first, till after New Year's.
God dang.
Yeah, I kind of got lost in the
sauce.
holidays. So
Yeah. We were kind of a big deal because
That
I was
sucks.
sitting there in Garrison with all of our luggage and shit in
Yep.
that waiting area. And I was just sitting there for like 3 days while Ryan did all this in-processing. They had no idea where the fuck to put me because I wasn't supposed to be there. But what do you do? They
What do we
couldn't
do
send
with
me
her?
back. Yeah, I mean, it's Alaska, bro. You got to deal with it.
it probably worked out better that way.
It
got
did.
you there quicker, I think, because it took me
Yep.
several months to get my wife up there. But
Yeah. I've heard of that. My parents bought me a one-way ticket. I had my Deers card, but I didn't know I had to be on his orders. So I just my parents were like, cool, here's your ticket. And I fucking went there. I had no return flight back. So they were like,
They were like, hell yeah, we're finally getting rid of her ass. Get stepping.
Yeah.
beat feet, bitch. Get out the door.
Kick rocks, bitch.
Get the fuck out.
No returns.
Yeah. They didn't even send you with a return just
No,
in case.
dude.
That's what my father-in-law told me. He said no returns.
That's
That's
awesome.
That's great. So you have, what is your RV? You have what, a 39-foot RV? Tell us the story about how you got your camper, why you decided to do this.
Really, why first? Let's do the why.
Yeah, let's do why. Why did you decide to do this?
I've always kind of wanted to do it, but try telling that to a high maintenance gal who likes horses.
Oh, jeez.
So, anyways, we were living in a house that we were renting from my brother-in-law.
Okay.
And I think we'd been there since like 2011, and the thought kind of was that we'd rent from him for a while and then we'd try to buy the thing, but the opportunity never really presented itself, and we weren't in the right situation to do that. So we kind of had to think quick, because we had about a month to get set and get out of the house pretty much. So I didn't really know what the hell to do, and Tanny, she started looking at trailers without me knowing about it anyways.
Ooh, okay.
I was ready for it.
That's cool though. She had to kind of like, let me look at this shit by myself before I hear him say another fucking word about it.
Right.
Like, I get it.
Surprised she didn't get you guys a horse trailer.
I know, right? With the nice dressing room.
Still in the conversation. She wants one of them fancy living quarters bastards, but I just don't have the budget for 200,000.
Dude, those are nice.
You don't just have that extra 200,000 lying around?
No.
Oops.
That is funny.
But yeah, so she went looking online and found the one that she thought she'd like, because it had a kitchen island in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured, if
counter space.
I'm ready to jump, and if she picks it out, then she doesn't have any room for getting angry about it. So
right.
It's your decision, honey.
So she picked it out, and we went and looked at them at Camping World up here in Troutdale. Not a shout out. I wouldn't.
Not a shout out.
I hate Camping World. I wasn't gonna say
those motherfuckers are waste freaking sperm.
Seriously.
But, so we go up there and we're looking at this thing, and it starts out at like 39,000, but then they get you hooked and they set you down, and let's talk financing and this and that. And the final number comes out to be another $5,000-$6,000 higher than what they say. God, so I was like, shit. I was kind of frustrated.
Sure.
Came home and talked to my dad, and he recommended this place down in Boise and in Twin Falls. They have a couple of dealerships around in that area.
Nice.
So I immediately went online and typed in that model number, and shit pops up, 39,000. And then had a little button on there that said make an offer. So I clicked on that little button and I typed in 30,000.
Nice.
And then I hit the send button. Get a phone call 10 minutes later, and the guy says, "Hey man, I appreciate you giving us a call and everything, but if 30,000 is your budget, we better look at a different RV for you." And I said, "Well, you can't blame a guy. It said make an offer, so I did."
You don't know until you ask, man. Who knows? They might have hit you back, said, "You know what? We'll take it."
Yep. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 2018 year model.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
And the 19s were already on their way in, so they were trying to move shit.
It's totally last season anyway.
And if I took this and I built it on Jayco's website, it comes out to be like 55,000.
Wow.
For their MSRP. So.
And you just found it for 39 in Boise.
Yeah, and I got it for 37.6.
Out the door, it was 37.
Well, that's the number I got him down to, but after I added on, the extras and hitch and all that junk, then I think I ended up at 39 again, about just under 40.
Okay.
So I came out $5,000 ahead of Camping World.
Hell yeah, that's
Very
awesome.
good.
But he calls me up. We kind of get this deal going. I asked him all the numbers. I said, "I'm not going to screw you around, man, but I'm going to call up Camping World as soon as I hang up here, and I'm going to give them your number and see if they'll play ball." I said, if they're not, I have no problem going to Boise.
Right.
I've got family I've got an uncle in Boise and my dad's in Twin Falls. I can get 2 birds stoned at one time.
Right.
Hang out with my family,
Yeah.
even if I don't buy it. So.
Right.
So I hung up with him, called the Camping World weirdo that I talked to, and I said, hey, I found this exact same thing that has more equipment in it, and this is their price. He says, well, we can't do that. Kind of turned his nose up at me, says, all right, screw you then.
Yeah,
So I'm going to Boise on Sunday.
Let's go, boys.
So I left that same week. I think this is Monday when I talked to the guy, but they sent out all the finance paperwork overnighted to me. I looked through everything, got Tanny's signatures on it all, and then Friday after work I took off. I drove through the night to Boise, pulled into their lot at 3 a.m.
Wow.
Camped out in the back seat of the pickup, got up, and went to breakfast at 7, and had all my paperwork done and did all my walkthrough by about 1 o'clock, something like that.
Nice.
Wow.
And then I was done for the day, had a new home to live in, and
That's awesome. What are you pulling it with? What kind of truck do you have?
I got the 06 3500 Mega Cab.
Oh, nice.
Dodge.
Dually or standard?
Standard.
Or single, excuse me, single.
Yeah, single wheel.
Oh, good.
It's actually paired pretty well with this thing,
Nice.
and I thought it was going to be a little bit more than more pickup than I need for sure.
Well,
It's actually pretty even. It's
go
pretty
big or go
comfortable
home.
pull.
Very nice.
That's good.
I don't have to slow down on hills, that's for sure.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
We go really slow up hills.
We go very slow up hills.
I got plenty of horsepower behind this thing. I got her all tuned up though.
That's good. Our truck pulled our bus out of the mud a couple times. I was impressed, and I couldn't even feel it behind me when I was pulling it out. I was like, it felt like butter. And we pulled it forward, and then it got stuck again.
We have a 7.3, a 2002 7.3.
Yeah.
I love that thing, man. What engine do you have in your truck?
The 5.9 Cummins.
Oh, very
They
nice.
come
So it's a
in.
24 valve?
Yep, 24 valve, easy to make horsepower, and
Really?
I'd looked for this thing when I was in Alaska for like 5 years, and
Oh, wow.
and it just so happened popped up on that what's that frickin' consignment lot right off the post down there.
Oh, man. I know exactly what
We
you're
went
talking
there
about.
first, actually, for our car.
I bought so many cars from that guy.
Oh.
Did you really?
Yeah. Let me see if this thing still got that sticker. I think I finally peeled the thing off. Nope. Affordable used cars.
Yes,
Affordable used
affordable
cars.
used
Shout out.
cars.
Shout out.
Yeah,
Shout out.
Fairbanks, Alaska, if you're there, get a fucking car, because it's winterized and shit.
Yep.
Did you know you had to get your car winterized?
Oh, I
So-
didn't know until we got
man.
there.
So, okay, you got there the same time we did, and, that was
Yeah.
the coldest I've ever been in my life, from South Louisiana, South Mississippi area. And when I took my first breath, I think I almost died. My lungs froze. I couldn't breathe. And then
That's the coldest that everybody's ever been, unless you were born there.
Yeah.
we got there December 3rd, and it was negative 40, 50 something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this guy, who was it? Melendez? He had a car. He didn't have
He had a
it
Bronco,
winterized
an
yet.
old Bronco.
And we had gotten on 8th Street, we had gotten one of those 3-bedroom houses. We didn't have any kids or anything, so everybody was really mad about that. But we got one of those 3 bedrooms with a garage with a heater in it, and they ended up kicking me out, and then they put me in old shitty housing, and they tore those down, and I ended up getting a house with no garage. Fuck you, Fort Wainwright. So I had to, it was anyway, doesn't matter. So yeah, so his fucking car got so frozen, his engine was a block of ice. They had to push it into our garage, and we just cranked the heat up so it could just thaw out. It was crazy. I'd never in my life seen anything like that before.
No, hell no. I got lucky so many times that this
Really?
thing, this pickup actually did really well in the cold. It came from a dog musher. You know,
Oh, cool.
the dog mushers, they get points toward Dodge somehow,
Oh, like
and the guy that owned it was one of the big winners. So he was always winning these races and getting these points. So he got this in '06, brand new, and then it only had 30,000 miles on it.
Oh, wow.
Put it on the lot for like 29, I think.
oh
Whoa.
shit, that is a good deal.
Because he didn't owe any money on the thing.
Yeah.
He just making
just
free
wanted
money
cash.
on it.
Yep.
Yeah, because he'd already got his brand new Dodge from town there.
Cool, man.
Jeez, man.
That is such a good find.
So, yeah, my ex-wife seen it on the lot one day and called me, and I said, "Hey, DuPont, cover me. I got to go see this thing."
Good old DuPont.
I know.
Yes.
I haven't talked to him in a long time.
So I said, he says, "All right, I got you, Ann." And so I run down there. I tossed them the keys to it was an '03 half-ton Dodge, and then grabbed the keys to this thing, went and drove it down the highway and back, tossed him the keys and said, "Write it up. I'll be back at 5."
Nice.
And then I proceeded to order all kinds of aftermarket shit for it. So I got the chip in there and cold air intake and
Nice.
all that fancy crap that gives me another like 175 horsepower.
That's good.
Very cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think if you have a car, like, you might as well, like, update it. Like, our O2 is, like, it's, like, one of the older cars I've ever had, but it's, like, we've updated it to have a lot of new shit, you know? And it's honestly the most technological car. Like, this one, actually, we have auto start on it. We put auto start on it. I didn't have that shit in Alaska. And I'm like, that's when I needed it, you know?
It's true.
I've never had one of those.
Dude,
Auto start?
yes, it is freaking
Yeah.
awesome.
It's pretty awesome, not gonna lie.
It's great. And just cars all ready for you. Yeah.
You just look out the window and click the button and go.
Yeah,
Yep.
man. Or like, yeah, if we're at Walmart or something and I can just click it from inside the store and it's all cooled off and ready to go for me, you know? It's fucking hot here.
I'm so glad we don't have to plug in shit down here.
Oh my god.
And did you ever have somebody unplug your
Oh.
vehicle in Alaska?
No.
So I had somebody, whenever we had changed schedules and we were working nights and not days, and I think we were doing like urban land nav, kind of around that time frame.
Yeah.
I got to work and I plugged my car in. I go inside, was in for, I don't know, a couple hours, and I come back out to my vehicle, and somebody had unplugged my plug and put their plug in.
Fucking asshole.
And I was like, dude, if my vehicle doesn't start, I'm going to fuck this guy's car up. And so, sure enough, my car starts barely. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this guy. So I pull my Gerber out. I unplug his cord. And I coil up his cord just nice and neat for him right in front of his vehicle. But then I took the little cutters on the Gerber to cut cables.
Damn.
And cut that guy's female end of his cord. Yeah, on his vehicle. So he can't plug in, period.
What an asshole.
And I'm like, dude, you fuck with me, I'm going to just cut your fucking plug.
That's right. Ryan's like, he doesn't get even, he gets one up.
Yeah, I don't get even. I get one up for sure. You unplug my cord. You almost froze my block. I'm going to just make sure yours is frozen. Because you can't do anything but
I bet you he'll
freeze
never
it.
do that shit again, though.
Hey, man,
That's
lesson
the
learned.
thing. That's survival up
shit
there.
That shit costs a lot of money to have those dickheads come out with their tent and heater.
That's right. That's right.
You're
I don't
looking
know.
at least a $500 bill.
So when did you leave Alaska? Were you up there?
I stayed there the whole time. I left there. I actually signed out on my birthday, March 27, 2010,
Oh shit!
and went on terminal. And then I left there that weekend, and Tanny flew up and drove back with me through Canada.
Oh nice.
How'd you like that trip?
I've done it several times, and I don't want to do it ever again.
Yeah, I did that. I didn't like that trip
We only
either.
did it once.
Their
and I'll
roads
never
were
do it again.
such trash.
Oh, I went up and back twice.
Ooh.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That was kind of sketchy in some places.
Yes, it was.
Last time I did it, we got back on leave, and I came back from deployment, went on leave, and I flew down here, got my pickup from my ex-wife, and then I proceeded to pretty much tour Washington, Idaho, and Oregon for 30 days.
That's
Nice.
cool.
Very cool.
I had planned on sleeping in the back seat of the pickup and didn't have to one time.
Nice.
Why not?
I just kind of found places to stay. I don't know.
Really? Like, where'd you find places to stay?
Everybody'd always invite me in,
Oh, that's cool.
So, let's see. What did I do? I helped my dad move from Asotin, Washington, down to Twin Falls.
Oh, nice.
So we did that, and then I think I drove all the way back across to here for a wedding, another Army buddy's wedding. I don't know if I think I asked you this the other night. Billy Ray Kirkham. He got married over here and
Okay.
proceeded to get shit can drunk that night. Lost my keys and tried to crawl in my pickup to go to bed, and the freaking alarm started going off.
Oh my god.
Shit.
So, damn thing, lights are flashing and the horns are going off, and
You're like, I don't know where the
We're
fuck my keys are.
I grabbed my spare key to open the door, but it doesn't have the chip in it, so it just started going off.
That's
That
awesome.
sucks.
So I get in there, pop the hood, and all the guys are out there trying to help me peel the battery posts off, and I just remembered, oh yeah, put them fuckers in the gas door.
Oh, shit.
So after that crisis was averted, and I was about ready to camp out in the back of my pickup, and they sent me home with some gal.
That's awesome.
Kind of neat.
He said that's kind of neat.
I got a driver and everything.
That's probably an off-air story, but
No such
Never.
thing. No such thing,
Those are the
man.
best
I don't know.
stories.
No
I don't
such
know
thing.
if the wrong ears heard that one or not.
Oh, it's marked as explicit. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I'll just have to mark it E as explicit. So
Yeah,
Apple
we got to hear this
iTunes.
story now. We need to hear this.
That's easy.
Oh shoot.
Let's talk about sex.
You don't say any names. You don't. I don't need to know any. Nobody needs to know any
We'll
names.
just call her Larry.
Well,
We'll call her
the
Linda.
thing of it is that place is where I've met my wife.
Oh,
Uh,
I see. So
And-
okay.
that's not who I went home with that night.
Okay. I got you.
This story's getting better and better. I love it already.
That's okay. We
Oh,
don't have to
it
be
was,
brushed
It was
over.
terrible. Anyways, I'll tell you, leave some of the details out, but
Here we go.
There we
I'll
go.
give you the
We'll
funny
get
shit.
There we
Yeah.
go. That's what we want.
I'll take that.
All right, so they load me into her minivan, and I'm just so pissed drunk on Pendleton whiskey and
Ooh.
beer, and she's driving like crazy down all these damn back roads in Battleground, Washington,
Okay.
heading to her house, and I'm sitting there trying to grab onto shit, just trying to stay in the seat. She's taking corners so fast.
Okay.
Scares the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Drunk scares the shit out of me.
Oh my god. I fear for my life.
And then when we're getting close there, she proceeds to tell me that her husband is
Oh my god.
at the house watching the kids, and they're split up. So she's going to have to drop me off a block before we get there and get him out of the house before she can bring me in.
Awkward.
Yes. This is amazing. And what
So
was your
here-
response to this?
I don't know.
Get
I
his
was
fucking
drunk.
ass out of there, lady. Let's go.
Get to step it, bitch.
So she drops me off in this freaking yard about the end of the block.
Okay.
I guess I can see the front of the house. And So I'm laying down in the prone in somebody's fucking yard.
Oh my God.
Doing my little sniper hide in there.
I'm up, you see me, I'm down.
Yeah, until I see the dude drive by. Then she comes out and gets me.
Coast is clear, you can
Takes
fuck his
me
wife
out.
now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
That happened.
That is hilarious.
He says, and then that happened.
That is hilarious.
That is great, man. That is fantastic.
That was ridiculous.
You don't.
Some of the situations you find yourself in.
You know, man.
Those stories that you
Those
get.
are the greatest.
People don't believe me. Like, people, when I tell them stories, like, just random shit that I've heard, like, you know, the ones that circulate posts, and they could be true, but there actually is some truth to it, and, you know, small people on tricycles. I'm going to leave it there, and that's all I'm going to say.
Those who know.
Those who know about small people, okay, that's it. That's all.
Magic Murph, shout out.
Oh, my God. Shout out, he says.
The old Magic Murph.
My
God.
manager at the PX, I worked at the electronics section before I had little Ryan, and she showed me that video.
I never saw the video. I just
never
heard
saw
the
it. I only
legend
heard
of it.
But I actually saw it with my eyes. Her husband was in his platoon, and it's crazy. And I was like, it was nuts. So I guess I'm going to say more than that. And so we worked together in different departments. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say now. That was crazy, dude. But anyway, people don't believe that stuff. People don't believe, like, okay, I heard this one story about this girl, this wife who, like, got pregnant when her husband was deployed and gave up the baby for adoption. And then he came home. They went to her, like, appointment together. I don't know why. Women's appointment. And then the doctor is all like, oh, how are you after the pregnancy and the everything?
Oh.
Yeah. And we got your test results back. And her husband's like, what the fuck are you talking
You
about?
tested positive for AIDS.
Fucking tested positive for AIDS. So he finds out.
All at one time.
Fucking, yeah. Like, she had been pregnant. It was fucking crazy.
She got pregnant, had a kid, put it up for adoption.
Yeah.
And then also just gave him AIDS. Like, could you imagine finding all this out at one time?
That was at Fort Hood. That was when I was working at
Place was
University of
crazy.
Phoenix. They had me on, we started a military team there, so I talked to a lot of wives that had a lot of baby mama drama. Like, my dude put bleach on my clothes, like, crazy stories. But you guys would, like, I don't know.
Hold on. He's got a fun, crazy story. I know we were supposed to be talking about RVing, but we, like, took a severe right
But
turn.
these are so much more fun.
But
We'll
We'll
get back
get to
to
that.
it.
I want to hear
We'll get
his
to it.
story. I want to get this on the podcast the night you ended up naked.
Oh.
Oh, geez. Oh,
Yay.
there's another one for that house too. I'll tell after this one.
Oh, double
I like this.
whammies.
I like this.
So we get back from the deployment, and I'm starting to go through some divorce paperwork and stuff, and I'm living on my own anyways. So I think I lived with Mike Lewis for a couple months in there in their basement, and then me, Billy Ray, and a couple other guys got a house off post together, and I think there was 5 of us out there.
Okay.
So anyways, going through a divorce, I'm not sleeping very good. I'm drinking a lot of freaking liquor, and not sleeping for shit. So I go get this prescription for Ambien. And the first time I took it, it wasn't terrible. I took it, went to bed, passed out. Great. The next night I took it, I kind of lingered a little while and was watching TV, and then I just go blank from there.
Oh, shit.
So I wake up the next morning, bare ass naked in my bed, with the Playboy channel on TV,
Dick in hand.
and I was like, what the fuck happened?
Things got crazy last night.
So I walk across the hall and I knock on Billy Ray's door. I said, are you fucking with me last night? He says, no. Why?
Better than
Says,
fucking
well,
you last night.
I woke up bare ass naked on the top of my covers watching the Playboy channel this morning. He looked at me like I had a dick growing out of my forehead. He said,
Oh,
"You don't
dude.
have the Playboy channel."
Oh.
I said, "Well, we do now."
You were determined last night.
Hell yeah,
You set
man.
up an account.
What's that
and
goddamn
everything.
number? 1-800-Playboy. Give it to me now. Hook that
Me.
shit up.
The last time I took Ambien, I gave that shit away.
So you don't know what happened? Like nobody ever was witness to like why you were naked
No.
on top?
Oh, no. Everybody pretty much went to bed the same time I did.
You just
But I
decided to
kinda-
get naked and order the Playboy channel.
Yeah, I just zonked out, and
Ambien makes
And,
you horny.
I was watching something on. We had the Direct TV,
Okay.
so I was watching TV, just chilling, and apparently I got all wound up in my blackout state and
That is
had a
fucking
good
awesome.
time with the Playboy
But
channel. That
The big
we now
question.
had.
The big question was it worth it? Like, did you finish the job that you started out? You were
Yes.
super determined. Everything was going your way.
Nobody knows to
I-
this day.
There
know-
wasn't any
you know what?
lube. Maybe you used
I just
spit.
I'd like to think so.
That there was a good finish and it was
It was
worth
so
it
good
all.
you blacked out.
Yeah, you fucking just you blacked.
You fucking blacked out and forgot the
Blood
last
loss.
30 minutes.
Blood lost in my brain.
Yeah.
Complete
Must have been
shutdown.
really good.
Yeah, dude. You literally
What the
blew
fuck
it.
happened last
Blew
night?
that shit.
So
That's
what's the
funny.
second story
Yeah.
about that house now?
Oh
Oh,
shit!
this
All right,
sex house.
So here it is, right? I'm getting ready for a divorce, and I'm thinking, well, shit, I got to step up my single game here, and
God, I bet you that's hard.
might have to kind of venture into the manscaping business.
Hey, man, no shame. You got to.
You should, as you
So-
should.
So I'm talking to Tanny at this point, and I ask her, I said, "What the hell do you guys use to get all that fuzz off?" And she tells me Nair.
Oh,
Oh.
So I, this is another part of the story. I'm down at Fred Meyer's,
Oh, Freddie Myers.
sitting in the freaking aisle with all the hair removal products,
oh my God.
staring at it, going, "Which one?"
Yeah.
And the gal that works there comes walking up to me and asks me, "Can I help you with something?" And I was like, "You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, fuck it. We're going for this.
Yep, this is gonna
Might as
happen."
well
This is
get
about to
So-
happen. Yeah. I'm going to tell
Buckle
this on a
up your
podcast
seatbelt.
one day. Yeah.
What's a podcast?
So she says, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, I don't know which one to get." She says, "Well, what do you need?" "Well, I'm trying to find a hair removal product." And I didn't go into that much detail. And she's, "Oh, yeah, you must be a bodybuilder, huh?" I said, yeah, that's what's going
That's
on.
exactly what's going
Yeah.
on.
I'm gonna be slippery like a walrus.
But she gave me a recommendation on the shit, and I think I got Veet.
Yeah.
Oh, Veet,
And,
okay.
So I go home with this nice, pretty bottle of Veet in pink. And,
And you paid more
this-
because it was pink, by the way.
oh, yeah, I'm
That is
sure.
proven. Yes, women pay more. All feminine products are priced higher, even if they are exactly like men's products. FYI.
That's
Fuck
crazy.
you, all you people. Anyway, go ahead.
Just use men's products. I bet you it's
That's
the
what I
same
do.
formula.
That's what I would do usually. You just have that musky smell. Dudes dig it, obviously. But anyway, go ahead.
So here, I get this Veet, and I'm headed back to the house. And I'm thinking, well, shit, let's give this shit a try tonight. So here's another detail about the house. It's a dry house. We have to haul our own water in.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
See where I'm going?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
And what time of year is
So-
this? Is this like winter,
It's
summer?
winter.
No.
Oh, fuck. See, that gives us a
my
lot of
Dead-
context.
dead winter.
Oh, that's horrible.
Those were those
man.
lonely winter days and nights, and you just
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
right before I was getting ready to get out. So
Yeah.
I think it must have been like January, February or something, that time
Okay.
frame.
Oh my God. In Alaska.
But
Fairbanks.
I haul 300 gallons of water
Holy
every
shit.
day to the house.
Oh, I thought you
God.
meant just to beat your balls.
No.
Oh, there's some big ass balls, man. I
Actually,
need 300 gallons.
dunk these fuckers in there.
Yeah.
It's
Sure it
ice
gets it.
cold.
Yeah.
Y'all.
I ran out of the 5-gallon buckets and decided to get
That's
a
right.
300
Yeah.
Just teabagging
Yeah.
them and shit. Just sitting over them, dropping your nuts.
God damn.
So I hauled this 300-gallon shuttle in the back of my pickup
Okay.
to work and back every day. And every day on the way home, I'd stop at the potable water station, load it up, and bring it home and reload the water tank.
Nice.
So 5 guys in the house. You wouldn't think we'd go through that much water. But anyways, I'm in the bathroom getting ready to take my nightly shower, and I thought, well, hell, now's as good a time as any. So I slapped that shit on, and I'm looking at the directions, and well, I got about 10 minutes to wait.
So wait, you slapped it on first and then started reading the directions?
Well,
Probably. That's
Yeah,
honestly
you know.
probably what happened. You were sitting on the toilet taking a shit. You glanced over the instructions
Fuck it, let's throw it on here and then we'll figure out how
And
this
you're
works.
like, I'm already sitting. We'll just put it on. And then, all right, let's really read this. Okay, it's burning.
yeah,
It's burning. Yeah.
I got to make sure what the time frame is that I
Sure.
need this stuff on for.
Yeah.
So I'm reading it after I'd already got it applied and checking my time, and got the timer on my phone set, and chilling out, hanging out, waiting for the stuff to quit burning. And
Oh shit.
I was like, okay, alarm's off. It's time to get this shit off. I get in the shower,
Tapping out.
and I get a couple of good swipes at it, and it starts blowing air. I went. I
It starts
immediately
blowing
went-
air?
Yeah, the shower head,
Oh no.
Did
empty
you?
tank. So
You're spitting.
so here
now.
I am, bare ass naked, shower curtain wide open in the shower that's not working anymore, and I immediately fall to my ass and try to get underneath the tap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, my God.
Try to get all the water that's left
out of the
in
lines.
fucking
Yeah.
pipe.
Scooping water out the toilet bowl.
And
Fuck.
all the other guys are asleep at this point, so they don't have any idea what's going on.
Oh my
And
god.
I am in some serious shit.
Oh, I bet. Severe pain.
So I'm like, fuck, how am I gonna get this off? I'm trying to run through my head. How the fuck? I immediately went to I streaked across the whole house into the kitchen and grabbed a pitcher and started dunking out of the back of the toilet.
Yes.
Yes.
There's poo in there.
Zach and Mary.
After I tried to get anything I could out of the freaking taps in the kitchen.
Oh, my
And,
God.
Did you
I
clear the
finally
P
got
traps?
this Oh man, I got every bit of water that I could out of everything, and I finally got this shit washed off, and I'm like, thank God that happened.
Yeah. So what was the final product? Did it work?
I bet you had a crazy
Oh yeah,
red
smooth as a
burn.
fucking baby.
Hell yeah.
You know the
Hey,
first
beauty is
time-
pain, buddy.
Dude,
Oh jeez.
you know what? Here's the if that was a regular thing that men just did was use Veet or Nair, that shit would be way more luxurious. But us bitches have to be all silky smooth, and they're just like, fuck it, chemical burn it, even if it's okay, even if they lose sensitivity in their nipples.
You're
it's
on your
fine.
women's civil rights movement tonight.
Oh yeah, well,
Well,
dude, because Facebook and the dick pics, I'm still butthurt about it. I am.
Oh my God, Erickson, did you see Morgan do that? That
Yeah,
little-
I've seen that one.
Morgan, tell this story.
So we're part of this crazy group. I'm not gonna tell you all about it because it's crazy and you'd be offended. So I'm serious. Like I'm fucking y'all
And
hear
you'd
me.
be offended.
Only.
I am crude. I'm crass. I grew up
People
with people.
would be offended by that
like
group, but it's
Ryon.
great.
Oh man,
But it
there's
affects.
some serious shit. in that
Sometimes
place.
I'm like, oh my God, like, and I'm just, but I laugh.
I
and
saw
it's
the
fucked
Border
up.
Patrol's secret group on Facebook got made public, and people were offended by that, and I'm like, oh my God, if you saw what we said.
Do you remember that one Gray posted about the chick?
Do you eat your
Eating that
vegetables?
pussy,
All I
dude?
say. All right, so do you remember the very first post Gray made on that place? He broke the fucking internet, bro. He grossed everybody out.
I don't remember that.
I don't think that, well, I mean, it takes a lot to gross someone like you out, someone like me out, He grossed out the entire fucking place. It was It was
That's awful.
I guess, paraplegic. I don't know. Like, she was literally in a sex swing and no body movements, okay? And there was some guy going down on her, and, like, her face and was all crazy looking with her tongue sticking out, and it says, "Did you eat your vegetables today?" Man, Mark Zuckerberg shut his shit down so fast. Like, that shit didn't make it long. He got put in timeout for, I think, a good 24 hours for that one.
I'm going
Shit.
down.
Yeah, oh man, I
Must've
mean,
got
it would
cold
gag your
before I
dog. It
saw
was
it.
so disgusting. Just the worst porn I've ever seen.
It was so bad.
And I remember
It was-
first Sergeant Toddy turning around a freaking laptop with some chick taking a horse.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Yeah, so I just text him randomly, "Hey bro, you been eating your vegetables?"
Oh man.
Yeah.
It was so bad. He got kicked out. Yeah, he got kicked out of Facebook.
Yeah.
Got put in
Not out of the
Facebook
group.
jail.
Just out of Facebook. This group doesn't kick
Oh.
anybody out.
24 hours. I
No,
think.
unless you're a dickhead and report something.
That or you're messing with kids, yeah.
So back to my feminist movement.
Oh, yeah,
so
sorry, shit, we went way off topic.
basically, there was this thing, and this dude posted. I don't know who did it, and it was this chick with like this white T-shirt, and her nipples were showing, and it said, "Why are girls in other groups be like this, and our girls in this group are like frumpy, basically not doing that." And I'm like, fuck it, I want some dick pics. Let's throw them out there, and like.
That's my
Nobody-
wife, ladies and
And
gentlemen.
then if Ryan posts anything, he has a crab next to it. Now we've actually started doing that because I was like, dude, people are gonna think I'm crazy. Like, make sure you.
Because
put
I
a
just
crab
started
next.
venturing out into.
So
I don't know. You do worse things than I do. So
okay, whatever. So well, it's okay. So anyway,
Morgan challenges a group of guys to start sending dick pics since they're all wanting to be tough
Dude.
guys saying women need to show their titties.
crickets.
So she calls them out.
Crickets.
Total crickets.
I was like, where the fuck are the dick pics? And I even said it. I was like, where are the dick pics at? I'm just saying. So then all
What?
of a sudden,
everybody's quiet now. I
everybody's
think you
quiet.
said.
I waited. I was sitting at the fireworks stand just waiting for a dick pic to come across.
It's because
And-
nobody thought you were serious.
I was totally serious. I was waiting. So anyway, this
She
dude
got
does
one.
it. Yeah, and it was totally not his, but it was just like an outline of a sweatpants from the waist down.
A good 9-10 inch dick.
Yeah, and
Lifting up his pant leg.
Popping a
you
tent.
couldn't even see like the shape of a head or anything. It was just the outline of the penis.
Yep.
And he got fucking kicked out of Facebook.
Within 15 seconds.
24
That's
hours.
how we know it's not
he was
his.
kicked out. And
In genuine strip club attire.
dude,
Right.
and I'm just like, who posted this titty pic? And
You
I
could see her titties.
Dude, you can see her nipples.
But you
and
just
the
see an
little
outline
dots
of a
around
dick.
it.
And old Zuckerberg's like, nope, that's fucking enough,
That
ladies and
is
gentlemen.
so fucked up. You know, what sucks? Okay, like when dudes started being more naked in movies and stuff, I was even like, fucking
Oh my God.
finally.
So we've been married, what, 16 years?
16 years, yeah.
Okay, this year's 16 or 17?
16.
Okay, so we married 16 years, together 17. And she would always, when we would watch movies, anytime some woman would be naked, like, this is such bullshit. She's like 17 years old. She's like, this is bullshit. I don't know why there's not more dicks on,
I had
movies,
no idea
blah,
what
blah,
a
blah.
penis looked like for a long time. until-
And then, sure
the
enough,
internet was born.
like, dicks started showing up, and I would, hey, pause it, like, there's a dick for you, Morgan. Like, I would pause whatever movie I was watching,
There's
be like, hey, there's
another
another dick for you, man. Just making sure she saw them all. She was so worried about missing them in the movies.
I want to see all them Weiners. No.
Goddamn.
Show me your
Movie
wieners.
review gave it 5 mushroom stamps.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
The talking chitty mushroom head stamp of approval.
So I wanted to go back to getting naked, by the way, because you told your getting naked story.
Oh yeah.
And I don't
you
think
got
I've ever
to-
told my getting naked story on the
Never.
podcast. And
You told me this the other night. didn't you?
yeah,
you
man.
did.
I actually told you this one the other night, and so I was like, you know what? Fuck it, man.
Share it with
He's
the
gonna talk
world.
his naked story. I'm gonna tell my fucking naked crazy story. So Lasan, he was from Louisiana, and I was in Fouchon, Louisiana, I think, or New
Manny.
Iberia. I was in New Iberia, Louisiana. Okay,
One of them French places.
one of those
Yeah.
French places.
Les bon temps roulés.
And so what was it? He had just gotten back from Alaska. I was working offshore, There was a guy. So when you worked offshore, Schlumberger, they already owned these apartment complexes, and they're in, like a highly populated, apartment complex. It was just like a square column, and then I don't know, I'm making up numbers here, but you got 24, apartments on this one column, and there's one
like
all
stories.
around. There's columns all around this area, and so I go, and whoever gets there first has to sign for this place. And so someone else was there before I was. I show up with a 5th of Jameson and a 24-pack of Miller Lite.
He was drinking a lot back then.
And so this is the guy meeting me for the very first time. Hey, what's up, bro? I'm in your, apartment or whatever. Like, I'm going to go meet up with my buddy that, I was in Iraq with. You're more than welcome to come with us at, B-Dubs. He was like, fuck yeah, man, that sounds awesome. Cool, man, let's do it. Again, that's the only meeting that we had. So we go to Buffalo Wild Wings. We're in there. Me and Lassam, we just get lost, bullshitting, swapping tails and shit like that, catching up. This guy just disappears. And so for whatever reason, I decided, I don't know how to play the guitar, but I decided I was going to play the guitar this night after some drinks. And so we go to Target, and I almost get in a fight with somebody at Target because, I don't know, I'm 20 and should have seen me in my fucking 20s. And
that's my husband.
I get the guitar. We go back to the apartment complex. We get to the front door. Fucking thing's locked. So I'm like, and this is before like text got really big and stuff like that.
You get a BlackBerry for the first time.
Oh shit! So it must have text was just getting to be a thing.
Crazy.
Then.
We had the BB walkie-talkie phones.
Oh, the Nextels.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I would just 8 months out of Iraq, 13 months, 14 months out of Iraq.
Yeah, about that.
And I'm like, fuck it, I'll just kick this door down. So that's exactly what I do. I kick this door off the fucking hinges. I kicked it off so fucking clean. This is how I know I'm a professional door kicker inner. I kicked this bitch off clean as fuck. Boom. Now, all of a sudden, that's how we party. We don't have a front fucking door anymore.
God,
we both walk over that fucking door to this apartment complex neither one of us is assigned for or own or pay for.
Pause your story before you finish and get to the greatest parts.
We get naked?
Ryan asks me all the time, why wouldn't you just let me go, like, get wasted whenever I wanted to? Why wouldn't you let me, he said. And I'm like...
Now listen to my wife, people.
Now let's finish the
I know
story.
It's good for me.
Yeah, no, finish this.
So, the only thing I honestly remember after that is, so I kicked down the door, and I'm already drunk. I got a 24-pack and a 5th of Jameson. And left in this room. So we start taking shots of Jameson and start drinking beers, and we're on the balcony, and I just remember like breaking down crying about Craig Foytek. And so I break down, cry about that, and that is literally the very last thing that I remember. But I wake up, and so where that front door was is kind of like a hallway of about 15 feet, okay? And there's no furniture normally in this hallway. But now in this hallway, I wake up, I'm sitting on one of these on one of the, like, I guess what would you call it, love seat or, recliner, basically.
Okay.
And I have a little nightstand next to me, and my clothes are completely off. I'm holding my dick, but my clothes are folded up nice and neat. I mean, just fucking pristine, like I just got out of PLDC or something on this nightstand. And I'm staring out of the front of this fucking door. Now, I don't know how many people had to go to work this morning, but all 24 of these people in this apartment came down that day to work, and they got a free show of me just hanging out butt-ass naked, posting guard on this door. Well, I hear somebody behind me, and it's the guy that signed for the room, and he's like peeking out of the door like deathly fucking afraid, and he goes, "Hey, are you okay?" So, yeah, what are you talking about? Why the fuck am I naked, bro? He goes, "I don't know, man. I came home and the doors kicked off the hinges and you were butt-ass naked and it seemed like you were posting guard on the door. So, like, I didn't want to wake you up, so I just climb over you." And I think, what the fuck would have happened if I'm butt-ass naked for whatever fucking reason? I guess that makes me more aerodynamic when I fight. And, fuck throwing off the shirt, man. I'm taking the pants, socks, everything off.
Because nobody wants to fight the naked guy.
Who the fuck wants to fight the naked guy?
Nobody.
Not goddamn nobody.
Especially not someone holding their dick.
Yeah,
you got to be the head cashier at Walmart to figure that shit out.
God damn. But I just, I would love to go back and meet this guy and just how many times has he told that story? Because now let's reverse this and let's look at it from his fucking perspective.
I want to know what his story is.
Just, you're the villain in somebody's story. Everybody is. I'm not the villain in this. I'm like this fucking crazy ass guy, where, I just met him. I go to Buffalo Wild Wings. He forgets about me because he's talking to his friends. So I fucking leave. I come home. The door's kicked down. He's butt-ass naked, sitting on a fucking chair. He's got his clothes, but, I mean, he's clean, though. He folded his clothes all nice and neat. So I'm trying to, like, climb over him with my balls next to his face while he's butt-ass naked. Like, how the fuck does his version of this story go?
I don't know.
I would love to hear this.
Imagine if you'd have woke up at that point in time.
And he's all spider crawling across you.
God damn. Thinking of burglars breaking into my house.
Dude, dude, you probably would have had like a flashback or something, or like you thinking he was attacking you. I have gotten hit by you in our sleep so many times. Like, I couldn't imagine. Like, you would have picked him up and thrown him across the room or something. Like,
did you kick down my fucking door?
Who are you?
Never. Lesson to everybody listening. Never startle awake an infantryman.
Fuck no, man. Fuck no, man. Especially if he's naked. He means fucking business, I guess, if he's naked.
Dude.
So at least if you and I were fucking roommates, bro, and I caught you fucking naked in the house, I'd just be like, fuck, it was one of those nights. Sorry I fucking missed it, man. I should have drank with you.
Yeah, right. Shit.
Yeah, here's a fucking blanket, dude.
Yeah, here's a fucking blanket. Have fun, buddy. You're gonna be hurting in the morning. I would at least put like a fucking what are those fucking medicines I like? God damn it, the old timers used to snort them in their nose.
The BC powder.
BC powders. I would have. So when I drink, I always like taking a BC powder, and so I would have put like a BC powder and some water next to you and a blanket. There you go, buddy. Have fun. I'll see you in the morning to tell this tale.
I hate
wake up, take a drink, and pop a rail. Yeah, that'll help you.
Oh my
Shit,
god,
that would fucking help you.
pickle juice afterwards.
Have you ever done
helps.
cocaine?
No.
It's a hell of a drug.
Fuck, it's a hell of a drug.
It's crazy.
No,
We got to
You
try
become
it.
not drunk. I know that. I mean, you're definitely fucking shit-faced.
But you're straight.
But you're straight.
though.
That's the weirdest fucking thing about cocaine.
Dude, oh my god. Okay, listen.
I
Have
don't
you
even like Tylenol.
Dude, I know, me neither. No, yeah, that was like experimental phase.
No.
So
But
listen.
if you're drinking, man, you got to take something. I'm not good at fucking
pickle
taking
juice. You've gotten pickle juice lately.
That's my new thing I've
Yeah,
learned. Actually,
not
it's scientifically
Tylenol.
proven about pickle juice. Well, I
Pickle
used to
juice.
drink pickle juice. I don't know why. My body just told me, "Hey, man, you need some pickle juice in your life after a hard night of drinking." Well, we have the Dollar Shave Club, and they sent us one of those little bathroom, booklet readers.
Yeah.
And Morgan was like, "Hey, man, there's, if you drink pickle juice, it helps with your hangover." Fuck, I'd been doing it that year, and I learned like maybe 3-4 months later that it's not bullshit, but it really did work, and it does work.
Which, by the way,
I hear
Dollar
it's good
Shave
for
Club.
gout too.
Gout.
What is
Ooh,
gout?
That's that thing where it's like a cluster.
Uric acid
Yeah, a buildup.
How do you
or
get that?
something.
gets into your joints and shit. I don't know.
I don't
I don't
know
know how that goes.
It's painful. I've
Is
heard
it just from like a sedentary lifestyle, or?
It could be, yeah. I mean, if you were probably more active, your joints would be more mobile.
Yeah, I think it's most common in your feet and
Oh.
stuff. I think is what, from what I know about it. I don't know.
We need to
much.
get Dr. Dave Heitman on here. He would know.
Yeah.
Dr. Dave.
Yeah.
He's a guy that
Get
actually
that.
did a tiny house or a schooling.
schoolie.
He was a doctor and dealt with, what was it, like sports people? And I mean,
Yeah.
he had a phenomenal practice, but
Yeah,
he ended up getting
orthopedics.
like, and I'm making up numbers here, guys, but it's like 100 pounds or something. He got in some crazy amount of debt, and we had him on here before.
100 pounds.
And he went, what was it? Just full on tiny house. Didn't have running water. Didn't
No
have
electricity.
for
For
and
6 months.
decided to just cut all the bullshit out of his life. And I mean, he lost that weight. He's healthy again, and
Yeah.
he just doesn't get in that much debt, and he doesn't put that kind of stress back on himself again.
Yeah, that's good. I think everybody goes through different lessons at different times,
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you guys feel like, are you guys saving more money living in y'all's
Way to
fifth
bring that
wheel and
back.
stuff? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Segue. Nice segue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
way to segue that. Wow, good word usage,
I'm-
man.
I'm the high one, too.
See, who said infantrymen are dumb? Good word usage. Good segue. He learned that from a commercial, by the way. I
I'm
bet
sure
you.
he did. Some like Miller.
Segued right into that one.
Same commercial I fucking saw. That's how I learned about this word.
Oh shoot.
So,
Yeah,
anyways,
we're-
do you save?
We're saving. Well, shoot, I think our rent at that other place was $1,200.
Jeez.
Then our gas and electric, I think, was up in about the $300-400 range. So
you were paying about $1,500-1,600 a month,
or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
God, that
close
sounds
to
just like
$2,000.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you're renting a place, it's like, geez, this is freaking stupid.
Yeah, it kind of goes nowhere.
But but if you don't have good credit, they don't give you credit. So
That's true.
Now, you went through a divorce, and you just said you don't have good credit. Now, I've heard from a lot of divorcees, I guess that's the term.
yeah, shit goes sideways.
Yeah, I hear things go sideways when you get divorced. Like, everybody I know that's gotten a divorce, I don't know of one person that has told me, like, yeah, man, I came out with better credit than when I went into
Oh
it.
my God.
They always come
Yeah.
out of it saying, no, man, it fucked my credit up.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was mostly due to the stress of it all and just my level of not giving a fuck anymore.
I
Dude,
get
yeah,
that.
dude, you were going through a lot too back then. Like
So-
that's kind of a lot to deal with.
Yeah, so I'd let shit lapse and
Yeah.
Sure.
didn't pay some stuff, and I'm finally getting it all paid back off and whatnot. And Tanny was in the same situation. She just gotten divorced also, and
Nice. Y'all
her
can
ex-husband was running up shit in her name. So
That motherfucker. You know,
so
man.
she actually had to file bankruptcy to get all that crap
Holy
cleared.
crap.
Like he was
That sucks.
still putting stuff in her name.
That sucks.
Ew.
I've heard of that a
See,
lot.
spouses, I don't understand the spouse that wants to get that fucking evil. I've always told Morgan, if you ever want to leave or we ever decide to split up, you can have all of this fucking shit. Like, this shit all comes from China, and I've built it all before. I will build it a second time. Like, none of it means
what I
that
did.
much to me to screw someone's entire life up or
That's it.
do
Said I
something
wanted my
to piss her off to screw my life up. Like, no, fuck, let's just clean break this. Let's go.
it was pretty clean on my end, I guess. When I was getting ready to leave Alaska, I had
that's
all the household goods and shit shipped to her.
Nice. So you did my business model on this.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
fucking
didn't
have
want
it all.
none of it. I said I want my
No.
guns, my pickup, my four-wheeler.
My tools.
That's it.
My
Just
tools and guns.
give it
That's all the fuck I
away.
ask for.
Yep.
Tools and guns. And you don't even give me those? Fuck it. I'll go get them shit again too.
If I'd be spiteful, I'd be keeping them bitches.
I'm let her have the dog.
You can have them. Yeah, fuck it. You can have everything. Everything.
That's funny.
Not my kids.
Just
We're gonna
give
share the
it
kids.
away.
Yeah. I always think of that. Do you know that George Strait song, Just Give It Away? I don't know if that's the name of
Yeah,
it.
I think so. There ain't nothing in this house.
I think
that's
that. I think that is the name of it. Give it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know the song though, right?
Oh yeah.
Man, I think of that
Everybody
all the
knows King
time.
George.
God damn. Do you remember that Straight Out of the Box or
A
whatever?
little bit more whiskey
Oh,
and
man.
only singing
Dude,
George.
that was a great album by him. Just all his greatest hits and everything.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love
I don't
it.
think there's a bad song he's ever
No,
come out with.
I don't think so.
No, but you know what, dude? I remember I used to love Clint Black, and I remember I came into the Clint Black world, I guess, when he released that album Killing Time. And then he got married and fucked his whole goddamn career up.
Dude,
he
it
was just
really
never good.
did.
Who did he marry? What was her name? She was famous.
I don't remember. And they did a
Shit,
song
I can
together.
see her face.
They did a
It's
music
black hair,
video
right?
together.
No, it's a blonde chick, isn't it?
I don't remember.
Oh fuck, maybe. I mean, I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I think it's a curly-haired blonde gal.
Was it? No. I was like Tanya Tucker, but that
Yeah.
wasn't her.
It's not Tanya Tucker.
Was it
Well,
not?
do the old jazz hands routine on the gargler and find it.
On the gargler.
You know what?
So,
I do have.
We
one.
need Joe Rogan's helper, man.
I'm doing it now. I'm gonna.
What's
be
his name?
Andy. What's his
Ryan and Morgan looking at the internet.
Oh my God! So listen, dude, you made me think of what was
Oh my
Pam
God.
Tillis's dad's name?
name? Mel Tillis.
Mel Tillis. So
This
a buddy
is a
of mine,
fantastic
Logan
story.
from West Texas, phenomenal fucking guy to drink with. I mean, just hands down the best. Well, he tells this drunken story one night. He pulled this out deep. You know, he's the kind of guy that'll give you an Irish goodbye. You know, just fucking take off whenever he's done and had enough. You know, kind of like a fucking dog that'll just go kill itself. You know, won't let you have to witness it.
Where did Logan go?
Seriously, that's the question. Where'd Logan go?
Oh, he's gone. He left.
And then down the street, you're missing a fucking stop sign, but Logan made it home type deal.
No, that was never Logan. That was
no, that wasn't Logan. That was somebody else. No, that really did happen, by the way. So
he was drunk responsible.
He says that, man, it was one night I was, I came back from the bar and I was drinking. I was watching CMT, and they did a movie or a little special on Mel Tillis, interview about Mel Tillis, not interviewing him, but an interview about him. And I don't remember who they interviewed that he said, but it was Mel Tillis, Johnny Cash, and
it was just them two.
No, there was someone else, I thought.
No, it was just them two.
Well, anyways, maybe it's just them two.
They were touring together.
They're in a hotel room. Mel Tillis, remember, he had a huge stutter. And the only time he did not stutter was when he sang a song. So this guy's fucking literally breaking into their fucking room. And Mel Tillis, he's just trying to, just couldn't get it the fuck out of his mouth. So finally, he just starts singing, Johnny, someone's breaking into the window. And Johnny Cash wakes up, man. This guy sure as shit's breaking into the fucking window. But yeah, so he sings Johnny Cash a fucking song to let him know someone's breaking in.
Okay, I found it. So
thought
Clint,
that was a great story.
I just saw Pam Tillis in concert over here.
How is she?
Playing?
How is she?
It was actually a triple group. It was what the hell they call it? It was Chicks with Guitars or something. So it was Pam Tillis, Terry Clark, and Susie Boggins.
Twain. Oh, Susie Boggins.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, those are all cool, awesome.
And they were all acoustic, sitting on the stage all at the same time, and then they'd go through each of them would have their own song, and they'd all sing each other's songs.
Oh, how cool.
Oh, that's cool. So they tributed each other.
My favorite.
Way cool.
Oh, well, they so the gal that wrote the song would sing the song, and then the other two would support.
Oh, how
play
cool.
guitar and sing the harmonies and stuff.
Shake the Sugar Tree is my favorite Pam Tillis
That,
song.
that was there.
No way. How does that song sound nowadays?
It was pretty good. It was all acoustic too.
How was that song acoustic? I've never heard it acoustic.
It's probably amazing.
Just acoustic guitars, and it was just those three. They didn't have a band backing them or anything.
Good for them.
Cool.
So they had like little. They had tambourines and shit.
Oh, cool.
Hey, if they need a lead cowbell, I'm their man.
Yeah, so they had their own rhythm and everything in there that they were covering each other on.
That's cool.
Did you ever hear that I opened up for the Bellamy Brothers?
No.
Do you know who the Bellamy Brothers are?
I do.
Yes. Finally, somebody knows who the fucking Bellamy Brothers are. Like, they're famous as fuck. Like, I don't know, when I tell the story, people are like, who the Bellamy Brothers?
I can't remember what the hell they sing now.
Okay,
though.
I'll tell you, but first, really, before he finishes this story, just so you know, Clint Black is married to Lisa Hartman, and she was famous for her role on the Dallas spinoff Knots Landing.
Dallas?
And they are still together for 23 years. Happily, it says.
She's got blonde curly hair, doesn't she?
Yeah, it's long, and she's got some curls to it. Yep.
Yeah.
So let your love flow, redneck girl.
Flow.
Give me a redneck girl. Yeah.
Super famous.
Yeah,
that's them.
Okay.
So when we were building the bus,
why didn't you just say so?
Well, I know, right?
Well, Morgan told me to hold on because she had to finish,
I had to finish my story.
Googling whatever it is that you wanted earlier. God damn, you're a needy guest. No, just kidding. So it was, who was that other guy? I guess this guy's an asshole. The other guy we opened for.
I don't remember. Don't tell me.
So do you have Spotify?
No.
Okay. Well, look up Jimmy and the Johnsons.
They might be on YouTube.
Maybe you'll find their shit. I don't know. And they're a great band. They came out with one album. It was the album we seriously built our bus to. So I'm very, very biased towards this album. Yeah. I love this album, but I was literally force-fed every single one of their songs every single day. But while we were building our home, we had a live band.
Yeah,
and it was the
awesome.
coolest way to build your own house.
Every Tuesday and Thursday when they were playing gigs hardcore, and then it was
but
every
they were
Thursday.
practicing every single day. It seemed like
Oh,
for a
that's
long
true.
time they were just
every
really
day.
getting after it. And they actually cut an album. They went they drove from West Texas to Austin and cut an album with some guy, and the guy did a really good job on their album.
he did.
And they released it on Spotify. I think it's on Pandora, I don't know. But Jimmy and the Johnsons, great fucking album.
It's on YouTube Music.
Is it really?
Oh, good. Have
Yeah.
beer will float is my favorite.
So
by
I
far.
listened to him on
We would
Spotify.
go. Well, here's the thing, right? He would play at a lot of bars every weekend, and the kids were old enough to stay home. So we started going to his gigs later at night to watch him play, and then we'd leave at like 12, before people started getting crazy. So we heard his music. There it is. Can you hear that?
There it is.
I don't know if Erickson can hear it.
I can't hear
nothing. All day long. That sucks. You can't hear that, but yeah,
So-
that was Jimmy and the Johnsons.
Yeah. If anybody, whenever y'all are listening, that was Jimmy and the Johnsons. I know. I wonder why he can't hear that.
Man, Morgan got so pissed off because look, they were a band just trying to start off, and they're a great group of guys.
Why
all
did
of
I
them.
get pissed?
And because I used to get
Oh,
drunk and listen to
God.
that song. Or excuse me, that album, and I would put that album on repeat. And they have,
Like
for me personally,
last
again,
year.
I'm biased, so I'm being honest, but they have that kind of album you can just play start to finish. So, and it was a big controversy because they started their album with a slow song. And everybody told them not to do that. That's
Yeah,
just a bad
yeah.
thing to do. But my buddy Jim, he's just like, I'm a rebel just because. And fuck it, I'm doing a slow song to start this jam off. And so he started it off with Can We Talk Tonight, I believe is the song.
That's
so.
an original. Yeah, they're all originals, but anyway, they're really good. I enjoyed it.
Oh,
a
no,
lot.
no. So that's what they were going to do. Now that I'm looking at it, it's Scuffletown Shuffle.
That was a good one too.
And he got into this scuffle in a bar in like South Carolina, North Carolina, and that's the first song. So I guess he been to it.
And Jim, he was stationed with Ryan at Fort Hood. That's how they met.
Yeah, I was a squad leader in the scout platoon. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you, and I fucking waited until we got to the podcast to tell you this story. So I'm glad we started talking about this. So listen, I don't know. Do you remember me as a runner?
No.
Exactly, right? Because I didn't run, okay? Like, I
Oh my
fucking hated running. And it's funny, like, as I've gotten older, I actually like to run now. But in the Army, I just didn't like anybody telling me what to do, and I fucking hated getting up at
Yeah.
5:30 running. I remember
That's me
Sarvelino.
too.
Yeah, dude. Sarvelino would be like, we got this fake down chopper over here on this fucking mountain. It's a 10-mile fucking run. It's like, god damn, 10 miles. Let's get in the strikers. Like, nobody needs to walk that shit or run that shit.
No shit. We got fucking vehicles for it. Fill them up with diesel. Let's go. Shit.
Dude,
Jesus Christ.
I remember when Ryan would like come back from PT and be so fucking cold. His whole body would be so cold, and it was like 6 a.m. And if you guys got like zonked, he would be back like right. He just had to report, and then he came right
God,
back
I love
home.
getting zonked.
He's like, we got zonked, and he would be so fucking cold though, and he would be trying to get warm next to me, and I'm like, no. But he loved getting zonked.
So anyways, I go to Fort Hood, dude, and I didn't realize how much pull that 172nd patch would have if you fucking go somewhere else. Because I bought into that notion, just wait till you get to the real
I
Army,
hated that.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the real Army, and it's as real as it fucking gets. Went to Fort Hood, and it's the reason that they call Fort Hood the Hood.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so I went to the quote-unquote real Army, went to Fort Hood, I was in a leg unit, first ID, and I go there very first day wearing my E5 rank, and I walk in, and I got to talk to this first sergeant who's pretending to be this command sergeant major because it is kind of like Alaska all over again. They're standing up first ID, a leg unit, in Fort Hood, in a mechanized area. And so I'm talking to this guy, and he looks and he sees the patch, and he goes, oh, you're 172nd. He goes, well, what do you want to do here? I said, honestly, I just want to be a squad leader for, a line platoon, and I'd be pretty fucking happy with that. If you can get me that, Sergeant Major, let's do that. Well, First Sergeant Benton tells me, hey, go to lunch, come back, and I'm going to find you a slot. You're probably going to go to Charlie Company. And I said, all right, perfect. That sounds fucking great. So I come back from lunch, sit back down, and he goes, so you're going to be second squad leader for Scout Platoon. And I died laughing. Dude, I just fucking laughed so hard. I was like, First Sergeant, no disrespect, but if you want your PT score to go down, put me in fucking Scout Platoon because I do not fucking run. You put a ruck on me, you want to do push-ups, sit-ups, all fucking day long, I got you covered. But if you want to go for a fucking run, even 2 miles, fuck that. I don't do it. And I'm serious as dick cancer. I told him exactly that. And he just laughs at me and he goes, no, that's great. I'm glad to hear you say that. You're going to Scout Platoon. And I call Morgan and I'm like, holy fuck, dude, I'm going to this fucking Scout Platoon. And so here's Sergeant fucking Crabtree, Mr. I haven't fucking ran probably in the last couple months because, I just got back from a deployment and, been on leave, PLDC, and, traveling TDY. So now all of a sudden I'm a fucking scout squad leader. And, so anyways, First Sergeant, not Toddy, fuck, what was his name? Benton. First Sergeant Benton turns out to be like a First Sergeant. What was the First Sergeant after Toddy or before Toddy? Cool fucking tanker, top guy. Field artiller, dude.
No, that was after Toddy, I think. Burkowski.
Burkowski, that's the guy I'm fucking thinking about. No, because remember, Toddy brought us into Iraq. So he was before Toddy. So he was like a Burkowski. And so, long story short, when I end up getting medically retired out, I'm going through the out processing, and I catch up with him. And we start shooting the shit, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, hey, give me your fucking paper real quick. Yeah, no big deal. Boom, hand it to him. And he starts signing fucking these initials of the stuff that he doesn't have. And I said, hey, First Sergeant, give me your fucking paper. And then I start fucking copying signatures.
Man,
and so him and I, we're out processing out of Fort Hood just by copying each other's fucking signatures. The only ones that we couldn't copy, obviously, were the ones with a fucking stamp.
Oh my God.
But every single one that I didn't have, he had. And every single one that he didn't have, I had. So that's how I out processed out of Fort Hood.
Dude, they had you at some
Yeah.
medical unit and they never checked in on him and
They sent me to the WTU.
Yeah, Warrior Transition Unit is what it's
Yeah.
some new shit they started.
Well, it was new back then. Now it's like everybody knows. But they sent me to a WTU, and it was the first time I had a female in charge of me. Oh my God, that shit was fucking just crazy. I mean, but to take an infantryman who, remember, I know people would love to be outraged by this, but
No, but I know.
it just, I think, became okay, within the last couple of years where women can even be in the infantry?
No, I agree.
So,
I'm just saying,
being an
women-
infantryman, and now all of a sudden you got somebody in charge of you that's a female, you're just like, what the fuck? No goddamn way. We're not doing this. So
Well,
I
and
just
the
didn't even show up to work.
the person
And it
in
was
general
such a
was
joke.
disrespectful
This
in
lady
general.
didn't even know until 3 months after I got retired out of the Army. She calls me up just cussing me out. What the fuck? You haven't been at work in 3 goddamn months, blah, blah,
She
blah.
was crazy.
And I was like,
yeah.
do not ever call me again. Don't contact me. Lose this fucking number. I got retired out 3 fucking months ago. Oh. And then she just hung up, never heard from her again. But, man, if my soldier doesn't show up for 2 hours, I'm fucking heated. We're finding that motherfucker.
Dude, that retirement was crazy. He wouldn't even he didn't even let me go to his retirement thing. He was like,
I didn't have a
care about
retirement
this.
thing. They told me I can do a retirement ceremony
Yeah, and
with
you
a
were
bunch
like,
of
no.
command sergeant majors and colonels. And I'm like, nah, that's not going to fucking happen.
Yeah, he was
E5
like, I'm
Sergeant
out.
Crabtree. Hey, what's
Shit,
up, guys?
I didn't even walk at my college graduation.
Me
Fuck would I walk
neither.
that
See?
far?
Okay,
I
you know
didn't either.
what?
I didn't either.
I did.
So, hey, you have, what degree do you have?
I actually went to Walla Walla Community College
In Washington?
before I joined the Army.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
What?
So I have
Smarty pants.
a degree in agriculture diesel mechanics.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
cool.
Okay.
So why did you join infantry if you were mechanically inclined?
Infantry actually has the highest ASVAB scores out of any
I grew up-
any MOS.
I grew up hunting and shooting
I
long
got
range
you.
shit.
Yeah.
And when I was in college, I wasn't getting enough trigger time. So I decided that I needed to go find somewhere I could shoot a lot.
I get that.
And who else
From a long
gives
goddamn ways away.
And who else gives a fucking kid grenades,
And a
sniper
rifle.
rifles, and machine guns? United States Army.
Yeah.
I know.
Get
That
some.
goddamn recruiter talked me up and powdered my ass and sent me down the road. That motherfucker.
No. So everybody has like, I hate my recruiter stories. I do not have one of those. I love my recruiter story, but because it was 100% authentic and legit the way this guy came up to me. So I was definitely a chotch back in high school. And
Yeah, he was.
I was that kid, too cool. You know, I'm like Matthew McConaughey on Days of Confused, leaning up against my car, you
Swearing
know.
Tommy Hilfiger.
All
right. Yeah, in Picayune, Mississippi.
Yeah, dude, cool as
And-
cool shit.
Here's the best thing about them high school chicks.
I keep getting older. They stay the same age.
Gross.
So anyways, I was talking with a Marine recruiter, and this guy was just all over my dick, just lying flat out to me like, oh, you want to be airborne? I can get you airborne. Because Morgan just took a job at a movie theater, or a movie rental place.
Store. It was called Video Stop.
Video Stop.
Blockbuster
and
did not want this ass, and neither did Movie Gallery. Fuck y'all. Video Stop had a porn section. Behind a beaded curtain, by the way. And holes in the roof.
So
Whatever.
anyways,
Fuck Blockbuster.
Didn't Blockbuster have that at one point too?
I'm sure they did.
you know the only remaining
Personal
Blockbuster is in your home state, by the way, or your state.
Yeah. What is it? Bend?
Bend. Yeah,
Oh my
Bend, Oregon.
God.
They have the last remaining in the world, by the way.
I believe
Because there was
Yeah.
one in a different country that actually just shut down, which makes them the last of the Mohican.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
So anyways, this
happened?
Marine recruiter, he's all on my nuts, lying to me left and right. Morgan takes his job. I really wanted to see Band & Brothers. After I saw Band & Brothers, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to be airborne infantry. Nobody could tell me fucking anything. I didn't even know what that fucking meant. But I had seen all those Mel Gibson fucking war movies. What was it? We
Got
Were
your
Soldiers.
dick
I saw
hard,
Tigerland with Colin Farrell, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm ready to be tough and
I need to
awesome. Let's
jerk
do
off
this.
all over this. Yeah.
Yeah. So my guy porn was Tigerland,
We Are Soldiers.
We Are Soldiers, and that
Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers. Well, after I saw Band of Brothers, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm hooked. I'm going to be airborne infantry. That's it.
All the way.
So I asked
Mine's
him.
old
Yeah.
Marky Mark shooter.
Nice. That's a great fucking movie still.
The shooter, that is good.
The Ryan, what is that guy from the 90s?
That movie is just about as close as it can get.
Yeah?
And he studied really well, and it's
Nice.
done really well.
That's
that
good.
And the Chris Kyle story also
I-
was kind of that way.
Agree with the American Sniper being close, at least for the spouse perspective. I will
You know,
say.
you remember being in Iraq
The
and
baby
seeing
was
all those
fucking
bodies
ridiculous,
in
so.
Baghdad? We were chasing
Yeah.
after that same fucking guy, the butcher. That
Yeah.
was the Sunni Shiite fucking civil war that they were having on at the time that really nobody even knew about. And yeah.
They
And
would,
so I
like,
remember
drill
when I was
people's
watching that, I
heads.
was like, holy shit, man. I didn't know Chris Kyle was hunting down the same fucking guy we were hunting down.
He was in the same area. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But so anyways, what was I at?
Well, but that baby in the American Sniper movie was stupid. It's too stupid fake. I hated that.
You were
part.
talking about something shit. Recruiter.
Yeah, you're.
Oh shit, yeah. Okay, so anyways, yeah, I don't have a bad recruiter story. Thank you. God damn, you're awesome, man.
Callback.
Way to bring us back, from Inception.
4 beers into it, and I'm still hot.
Dude, we just ran out of whiskey,
Just
actually,
finished
so
the whiskey bottle.
that's awesome. So the recruiter from the Marine Corps, I'm just going to say he was fucking flat out garbage. You know what I mean? He was just lying to me, kissing my ass, and, I thought the Marine Corps was, a lot harder and a lot tougher, and I'm like, man, if you're going to sit here and kiss my ass now, I don't want to fucking be a part of this. I want to go through something like Colin Farrell Tigerland. And, I want to get my fucking, shit beat in for a little bit, just for being fucking alive. I want to be tough. So, what was it? I watched that Band of Brothers and decided I'm going to be airborne infantry. The Army recruiter, he heard that I was talking to a Marine recruiter later, because I still talk to this guy to this day. And he told me, he goes, yeah, I heard you were talking to the Marine recruiter, And when I was walking up to you, I saw you on the side of your fucking car. You got your fucking hands in your jacket, and you got your leg kicked up on your fucking side of your car, and you're just too cool for school. He goes, so I was like, you know what? The only way I'm going to get to this fucking kid is I'm just going to fucking throw my card in his face. Sure enough, this motherfucker walks right up to me. He takes his business card with 2 fingers, throws it at my fucking chest, and goes, listen, I hear you want to join the military. I hear you want to be a fucking badass. Give me a call or fucking don't. But don't waste my motherfucking time. Roger? And I was like, yep, I'm joining the fucking Army.
He did too.
I don't give
right
2
there.
shits about anything anymore. And I
That's
asked him
crazy.
one question. I said, listen, I will only join the Army if I can get it in writing in a contract. Somehow I was pretty fucking smart as a 17-year-old kid because that's when I graduated.
that's
I
'cause your
said,
family's from
I want
California.
to have it in a fucking maybe, but I want to have it in a fucking contract in writing that I get to be airborne infantry. That's all I want to fucking be. And I even told him I watched Band of Brothers and I want to be that badass. And he was like, cool, man. He goes, you're going to have it. So I go down to MEP station in New Orleans and I actually sit there and start reading through my fucking contract. These people are fucking blowing the fuck away. Like, what? This guy's actually reading it? There was no airborne infantry in there. And so I'm like, listen, I'm not fucking signing this. So I call my recruiter, Staff Sergeant Lumen. Hey, man, there's no fucking airborne in this contract. Like, I thought I came here to fucking do a deal with you guys, but now I'm being fucked around. Fuck you, I'm gone. I'm going to go over to the fucking Marine Corps station. He goes, stay right where the fuck you are. I'm going to get you that airborne. This E6, I didn't even, know how rank went at this time, but he's in there like chewing out majors and command sergeant majors. And I'm just fucking blown away by like how fucking intense this guy is. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't care what happens. I just still want to join the fucking Army because he was like a cicado. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, if you see the fucking guy, you're like, dude, he is like not even that tough of a guy. Bro, you should have seen him in his fucking 20s. He was a fucking badass back in his day, So now he's got 2 kids and he's he's got a wife. He's in his 40s, Hey, I get it. But this guy was fucking way tougher than most kids are nowadays, so.
Shit, I'm still to this day kicking myself in the ass for not fucking following through on that Delta shit.
What do you mean? Do you have an 18X contract?
No, what was it? After the first deployment, I got an email in my AKO. Click this link for Delta Force.
Oh, shit.
So I clicked the fucking link, and so I was E5 at that time, and or I think I was a specialist when I got the first email, and so I clicked on the link, and it pops up with your name and freaking social security number on the damn thing. And it says, "Do you want to be in Delta Force?" And this
Yes,
and
I
that
do.
and whatnot. I said, "Fuck yeah, I do." This is back when
It's like that
when,
Ron White fucking stand-up joke. Are you naked in a beanbag chair eating Cheetos? Yeah.
Do you feel compelled to give me all of your money?
Close.
I
Close.
thought he was talking to me.
I thought for a second I thought he was talking to me. That's awesome.
So that
Sorry.
was back in the day when the show The Unit was big.
Oh, I love that fucking show, The Unit. If
that
anybody's
was
never
my-
saw that, watch the fucking Unit. It
That
is
was
fantastic.
my favorite show, and the prereq to that is the book Inside
By
Delta
Eric
Force.
Haney. By
Eric
Eric
Haney.
Haney. Did you read that book?
I did.
I
He
took
was
some of my mount
actually-
training from that fucking book, by the way. 1, 2,
Oh,
3,
so
go.
did I.
Yes, yes.
When Merrick and I were team leaders together in DuPont Squad,
Okay.
we were all just sitting around doing jack shit at the freaking company. It was
Nice.
just
One of
fucking
those
slow
days.
and
Yeah.
tedious and bullshit. I mean, it was an everyday occurrence. I was like, fuck this. Dude, let's get our guys and we'll go down to the fucking range in Fairbanks. We'll take our own personal guns and we'll go down there and teach our squad.
Yeah, fuck it.
So we go shooting our own personal guns and letting the guys burn our ammo and shit like this. And
Yep.
we're teaching them how to shoot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that was right after I read that book.
Oh, no. Is this after the deployment or before?
This was after that first deployment.
Nice.
So
okay.
it was when I was supposed to be the sniper team leader, and they put me in fucking line squad again.
Okay.
But that's a whole nother story. That's why pretty much I got out of the Army, because I'm tired of the bullshit.
Nope, I get that.
Around.
That's the reason I got out too, man.
So
I
anyway,
came here to fucking deploy and be a badass. If I can't just always be deployed and be a fucking badass, don't waste my time. I'm not here for garrison.
That was the reason I joined the Army, was to be on the sniper team.
I just joined to go to war. That was it.
I finally got that opportunity, and I actually did the job for like 6 months between Mosul and the Baghdad extension.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yep.
And
you also had an M14 because you were the squad designated marksman in your.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and that's why they brought me up there. Is between me and Andrade to take over that position.
Didn't Andrade go to sniper school too?
He did, yeah.
Nice.
He wasn't ready to commit to re-up his contract at that point, so they took me.
Isn't he still in?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so, yeah. He's been doing the best sniper competitions and shit.
Good for him.
Yeah, I saw him on one a few years ago. I didn't know he was still doing
He's
them.
actually on... He's on the Discovery Channel.
Yeah,
they did a deal for that.
No way. Good for fucking him, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
172nd representing.
But yeah, so I joined the Army to do that shit, and then I finally get the opportunity. I re-upped my contract so I could go to school and be the team leader. Come back from leave, and they'd freaking scalped me. I was like, you motherfuckers. So anyways,
fucked.
I finished out my time. I didn't go above and beyond. I still made staff sergeant in 4 years.
That's great. That's fast tracking for sure.
And they said, well, are you gonna renew your contract again? Before they sent me the board for that. And I said, well, I'm thinking about it. And, so they sent me, and about as soon as the time that they fucking pinned that staff sergeant on me, I was like, you know what? Fuck you guys.
I'm out.
So I finished up my time, and I didn't undercut anything, but I didn't go above and beyond on shit.
Well, I totally understand that, man. When you're done, you get short timer's disease, and it's a real thing.
Yep. And I was like, fuck this.
I think nobody would give you any
fuck you like
discredit
you
for
fucked
that.
me.
Exactly.
Bro, only 1% of the world has been deployed, and only 1% of the population of this world has actually seen war. So, like, dude, it doesn't matter if do you remember Andrew Mason?
Yeah.
A lot of people gave him shit because he went AWOL. This fucking guy went AWOL after a fucking deployment. He didn't go AWOL during or before. No. And when you actually listen to what he has to say, I agree 100% with him, because I felt the exact same way. Because the first day I got to Fort Hood, I heard a E2 tell a corporal, fuck you, do goddamn push-ups. And I was like, what the fuck? This is that new kind of army. I don't know what this is about. You know what I mean?
That's the
real because
army
a corporal
about.
Was the meanest motherfucker you could ever goddamn meet. You know why? Because nobody respected him above his corporal rank, and nobody respected him below it, because he's in that military purgatory where E4 below doesn't respect him, E5 and above doesn't respect him. So he's all by himself. You know what I mean? And when you listen to him tell his story, he goes, man, I stayed in Alaska, and I thought it was going to be a lot better than what it was, but they were still playing these bullshit games. I just came back from a fucking deployment from Iraq, and I told him, you either send me back to Iraq or you fucking let me go home, because he's Canadian. And they were like, well, you're going to deploy in about a year. And basically he's got to play these dog and pony show games until a year. And he's like, fuck that, I'm gone. Either send this guy to a war zone or leave him the fuck alone. And the guy ended up going AWOL. So I heard Sergeant Cruz went fucking AWOL. And again, same thing. It's not like he went AWOL before or during. He went AWOL after a deployment. You know why? Because the bullshit. If you want real soldiers there, you can't have that bullshit there. Because real motherfuckers aren't going to play your bullshit fucking games. They're here to do one thing and one thing fucking only, what they were trained to do. And if you don't allow them to do that, they're fucking gone. And they're off to the next fucking thing. So
Exactly.
I don't have
I hate it.
any ill words towards people that go AWOL after a fucking deployment.
Yeah.
I get it.
I hate freaking Garrison.
Oh, fuck, I hate it. That's when
So
people
bad.
start getting in trouble. You let them stay home.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they don't believe Morgan and I's story about, when we were in fucking Alaska. In the very beginning, it was very, very, very slow. But then as soon as we became that Striker Brigade and we did that Striker OpNet,
Go,
we would,
go.
30 days out in the field, come home for 2 days. 30 days out in the field, come home for a week. 30 days out in the field, maybe come home for 2 days. 30 days out in the field, come home for 3 days. 30 days back out to the field, maybe you come home for a week. And that was just the rotation. You were training constantly. If you weren't out the mount site, you were out in the fucking field learning how to do vehicle maneuvers. And if you weren't learning how to do vehicle maneuvers, you were learning fucking platoon maneuvers, company maneuvers, squad maneuvers.
And then there was that fire you guys had to be like on watch for, so then y'all were gone for that too.
Do you remember that field problem when we had to wake everybody up like every 15 minutes to make sure they weren't inhaling carbon monoxide or whatever it was from the fires?
No.
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh my god, dude! I remember.
I think we were just like, this is bullshit, and just.
We did
We're
say that.
sleeping.
No. We did do that, but it started fucking with people mentally because we would be out training, and then remember in Alaska, and anybody listening right now, Alaska, when in the summertime, it does not go dark sometimes, for a certain amount of time. And it depends on where you're at, on how dark it will get. But where we were at, I forget the training fields that we were at. What was it, Greeley or
Yeah,
Greeley,
Donnelly.
Yeah.
maybe Donnelly? Yeah. I think it was actually Donnelly. And so it's summertime. It's 24 hours of fucking daylight. And I remember at like 2 o'clock in the morning, it's fucking like light outside. And we had to wake people up every 10 to 15 minutes. And you would just hear people, if you fucking touch me again, I'm going to fucking kill you, Roger. Like they were losing their fucking mind because every 15 minutes you had to wake somebody up because we had these Alaskan wildfires. And if they inhaled too much, and again, I don't know if it's carbon monoxide,
it is.
smoke, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, they would fucking die. So
Yeah,
every
I
15
do
minutes.
remember that. I
Yep.
remember the fires, but I don't remember having to wake each other up that
Yep.
15 minutes.
I just remember.
We just said, fuck it.
I just remember it because I would laugh so hard every time I would hear somebody, don't fucking touch me. If you touch me again, I'm going to fucking kill you, Roger. Like, people were just fucking going insane because you're only allowed 15 minutes of sleep and you've been working all fucking day.
Yeah.
And now somebody's fucking touching you. Like me, I'm not a morning person, period.
Don't fucking touch me.
I don't want people to talk to me, let alone fucking touch me. So it was awesome.
You're fighting the daylight.
I think we were in those people in Alaska were set up perfectly to do special forces selection and Delta selection.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
I think we were
were.
fucking shoot in.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
If you can land nav through that fucking muskeg, you can land nav across 6 maps and fucking special forces.
The easiest land nav course and the hardest land nav course I've had was in Alaska. Easiest because if you're in the wintertime doing a land nav course in Alaska, everybody was lazy. So they would drive their snow machines up to the fucking point. So all you had to do was follow snow machine tracks.
Yeah.
But in the summertime, when there's absolutely no snow, and yeah, you're walking through muskeg, or they would give you one magazine of fucking blank ammo in case a fucking moose starts chasing you. You remember the SOP for that? Run around the tree, shooting your fucking AR with your blank ammo until somebody comes to help.
Oh
But
my
the
God.
person
You
coming
remember,
to... What's
you
up?
remember Chi-Chi?
Yes?
Oh, fucking Chi-Chi got chased by a fucking moose.
No shit.
And he
What?
climbed a motherfucking tree.
I've heard that happen before. No
Yeah.
way.
Is either moose or that? No, I think it was a sandhill crane.
What?
Oh, I hear they are like fucking prime rib if you eat a sandhill
Really?
crane.
Are they-
Yeah.
He got
They're in
he got
Texas.
way too close to its fucking nest and it chased his ass up a tree.
Oh, shit.
Should have broke its neck and eaten it because I hear that is like fucking prime
shit.
eating sandhill
Damn,
cranes.
dude.
At least in Texas. I don't know if it's legal in Alaska.
Dude, birds are scary. Think of Alfred Hitchcock. That fucking thing.
They're like Wu-Tang Clan.
Sandhill cranes in Alaska were legal.
Really?
It was like the same season as geese.
What do they call it? Prime of the sky or something like that?
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to look that
Prime
up.
rib of the sky.
Prime rib of the sky. That's exactly what it is. Yep. Prime rib of the sky.
I
Sandhill
never
cranes.
knew that.
Yeah, no, they're huge in Texas.
That's freaking.
Yeah.
That's illegal as shit here.
In Oregon?
I'll tell you that much. Yeah.
Really?
Anywhere I've ever been, it's been illegal. That's why I was like, really?
There wasn't a lot of
You
shit
could shoot
illegal
them
in
there?
Alaska, though. Even weed was illegal
No.
when we were in Alaska.
Weed
You
was
could
illegal.
grow
You
it,
could,
you just couldn't smoke it.
You could buy sativa or the
Salvia.
salvia. I could buy salvia.
My favorite part about that place was you could conceal carry without a permit.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep, you can get one, and that's just for reciprocity to other states. But if you were an Alaskan citizen, you can carry concealed without the permit. You don't need it.
So I was a citizen, and it fucking took me 3 times to get my driver's license. I had a question about, like, what do you do if there's a moose in a school bus in the snow? You know, it was like weird questions, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So, and I never fail tests. Like, I'm really good at tests, but for some reason, I fucking can't pass Alaskan driver's computer test. But anyway, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. I got really high. I'm trying to think. I just told him how I failed the Alaskan driver's test like 3 times. Ryan was.
I remember
out
you
in the
telling me
back.
that. And because I was going to try to get my Alaskan
I
license.
was like, don't do it.
And I was like, fuck that, dude. I don't need to fail any more tests.
Oh yeah, so
I'm out of school.
well,
I'm 18. I know it all.
when before you guys deployed, we were what, like 19. I just turned 20. Right?
Yeah, because I turned 20 and 21.
So we
overseas.
couldn't get a handgun because we weren't old enough. So
But we did get one.
But we did get one from somebody who gave it to us, or we bought it from him. And
So the person that gave it to me, though, I'm not going to say his name, but whether this is true or not, I don't know. But he told me that he was there in the United States Army because it was court ordered. And he'd actually gotten a lot of trouble in New York. And he was either going to go to jail, prison, whatever it was, or you can serve after 9/11. And so he was like, fuck yeah, I'll go to the Army. So this guy gave me his pistol for like $300.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll buy that thing for $300.
And
It was a
just
steal.
So I
You
would
remember
have,
what it was like being in the military? People that were hurting for cash,
Yeah.
they understood. Hey, man, when I really need some help, I got to, give up
Let
some
it
money
go.
and let it go. So
Well, anyway, he
I
wanted me
was
to have
always
something.
worried because he got into the Army because of gang affiliations. So I was like, man, did he fucking kill somebody with this? Or...
Oh yeah.
So when we got to Texas, I did a ride along with a constable friend of mine. And I'm like, hey, dude, I'm going to give you a serial number for a firearm. If it comes up hot, I'll fucking give it to you. I already know the story. Like, I already know who I got it from, but I'll just give it to you. And nothing was wrong with it. So it
Yeah,
was
it
good.
came back clean. It was good.
But like for like years, 10 years, I was like, oh fuck, dude. Like I
Yeah.
never want somebody to run these, this serial number.
I was always scared to use it, but I had it, so that I was glad I had something at least.
Well, I think the law on that says is you can't buy one
But you can own
until
one.
you're 21, but you can own one
Oh, well then I didn't feel so bad.
at 18.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think
It was
it is.
just like in Alaska at that time, you can legally grow marijuana. You couldn't
smoke.
legally smoke marijuana.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
what's
gotta
the
love
point then?
Exactly.
it. Exactly. And that's the thing, dude. If you have it there and you're not being a fucking asshole, sure, smoke your fucking weed. But if you're going to be an asshole, don't smoke your fucking weed because you're going to go to
Yeah.
jail if you're like getting high as fuck and driving around town.
Well, like when all that goofy fucker started shooting up shit at Fort Hood,
Oh,
Okay.
dude, yeah, we were stuck.
Oh, I was there. I was stuck on Fort Hood
We were
because of that.
locked
I was
down.
I was concealed carry at work.
Oh, nice.
They were like, "Well, you can't do that." I was like, "Fuck you!
Yeah, after Bill
Yeah.
Clinton.
Watch me."
Yeah, watch me.
You're
What
not-
are you gonna fucking do?
I did.
You're not supposed to concealed carry on post. Yeah, well, that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Nobody's supposed to know about it.
Yeah.
I was in uniform and carrying my freaking P99 underneath my shit.
Dude, I had a purse.
You want me to go serve up freedom, but yet I can't carry a fucking weapon in the United States of America. You know, I think it's kind of fucking. Hold on, I gotta say this. This is a beef with me.
What?
I think it's fucking horseshit that a fucking cop can carry around a weapon and gets a fucking card forever to carry around a weapon, but an infantryman does not get that same fucking card. Because I look at a lot of these cop videos nowadays, and I'm like, that motherfucker needs to be retrained. Who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it
That
pisses
shit
me the
pissed
fuck
me
off.
Yeah. Dude,
Not talking shit about our police or anything. I love our police. Just saying.
There's a few. That...
They do not have the same training.
When I went in for my concealed carry here, they made me do a class. Unless I had pistol qualification on my freaking DD-214.
I had to do the same thing.
Yeah, we did.
And I was like, I shot so many rounds of 9mm. I never qualified. I didn't ever have it long enough to need to qualify with it.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, you got to be shitting me.
It's
so
crazy.
I kind of skirted around it. I had a buddy that was working at a gun store that they do those things with, and he signed me up for the class for free, and
that's good.
So I didn't have to pay, but I had to sit through an hour and a half of bullshit that I already know.
Dude, ours was
8 hours. 8 fucking
but the dude
hours.
Came to our house.
And we got to shoot our firearms in the backyard.
Yeah,
so I'm like, dude, hey, take as long as you fucking want, because I'm still going to qualify at the end of this day.
He did all the paperwork. We just had to go get our fingerprints and stuff. But, like...
The guy that did ours in Texas was super cool.
Here's the thing, right? I agree. Like, I get really pissed off because Ryan will be like, why are they getting in shootouts? You know, he's like, this is ridiculous.
All these cops, they love shootouts.
He's like, we get in firefights. It's fucking ridiculous. And he would tell our sheriff friend all this
Well, no.
stuff,
I was in
too.
flight school, and that constable friend of mine, so this is how I met the guy. He goes, we're in flight school together, and he goes, this guy knows what I'm talking about, because he had just gotten into a shootout at his job. And he goes, you've been in a couple shootouts before, haven't you? I said, no, man, I've never been in one shootout. He goes, what? I thought you were infantry. I thought you've been in some shootouts. I said, no, man, I've never been in a fucking shootout, but I've been in a ton of fucking firefights. I said, a firefight is shoot, move, and communicate. I said, a shootout is bang, 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 and you just stay in one fucking spot. I said, but you stay in that same spot long enough, your fucking ass is done. They're going to come in, close in on you. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
So I've never been in a shootout. I've been in a firefight, though. Tons of them.
They're giving these sheriffs people like these goddamn assault vehicles, and they can't even manage a fucking pistol. They can't manage a taser gun or pepper spray because they're fucking going after people. Fucking, our friend was just harassed by some security guard, like, for running in her neighborhood.
So, did you hear about this?
Ridiculous.
It's an Air Force veteran. And she was out doing some PT. So, like, she deals with PTSD. And so she's like, you know what? Mentally, I need to get my mind right again. Let me start doing some, PT. So she does some physical exercise and decides, I'm going to get up at 5:30 in the morning and do the right thing. I'm going to get some PT in today. And I'm trying to get her on the podcast so she can tell her story, because her story needs to be heard. And the security guard for her... area, whatever, HOA, whatever it's called. He
gated community.
He comes in and he passes by her, and he just starts slow rolling on her. Her being a veteran, she's like, "Hey, what the fuck?" Like, I'm alert to somebody slow rolling next to me, and she's a woman, and it's early in the morning. What the fuck's going on? So he leaves. So she's like, "All right, no big deal." She keeps going on doing her PT. The guy comes back. Then he starts harassing her. Hey, what are you doing here? Are you supposed to be here? Why are you up here so early in the morning? Nobody usually runs this late and this early in the morning, blah, 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 blah. And so she has video of about 45 minutes of this person just fucking constantly coming back around, harassing her. And she finally asks him, show me, because he asks her, I need to see some identification. You need to identify yourself. She goes, no, you need to identify yourself. Who the fuck are you to be harassing me in my neighborhood? Long story short, man, the lady's fucking black, and she's an Air Force veteran. And I just think, man, for any fucking veteran to handle this, to have this kind of fucking harassment that has severe PTSD and severe anxiety, she later put out an apology. I apologize for how I handled this situation, but I don't think her fucking apology is very much needed, because she is not owing anybody of a fucking apology. She deserves the fucking apology. So
That's
this woman
scary.
fights for her fucking country, and at 5:30 in the fucking morning, when it's still dark, she has all the video footage of it. This guy harasses her for 40 to 45 fucking minutes, you know? Wait, I thought you pay these people for your HOA to keep you safe, and these are the people fucking harassing you?
That's crazy.
Like-
I'd be so
That
fucking
guy should have been
pissed.
fired on the spot.
Bro, I'm just saying, you start fucking with veterans, I'm all over that. Like, I have shit to say about that, you know? And I'm not saying we're better than anybody else, but what I will say is the Vietnam veterans fought very hard to make sure that we personally didn't face a lot of harassment when we came back. And
Dude,
luckily, we did
yeah.
not face a lot of harassment when we came back. But now you're telling me that these other veterans, you know, in our community are being harassed in their fucking neighborhoods, that they're paying this HOA to keep them safe. They're paying to, you know, maintain a certain standard in their neighborhood.
That's crazy.
God damn.
That's why I don't live in HOA.
So we're trying to get her on right now, but, you know, she's trying to, like, keep it under wraps and not say much. But now that I'm on the topic of PTSD, man, what do you do? Because tomorrow I'm going to be talking to a buddy of mine about PTSD. And have you had to deal with any PTSD since you've gotten out of the military?
I think far as that goes, I'm pretty mild compared.
Yeah.
I joined the Army being a hunter and killing animals for food and whatnot. So I've seen death before
Sure.
at the end of my gun, and I kind of know what it's about. And I went into the whole ordeal thinking that, you know, if it came down to it and I had to, it was I was put there by the Army to take care of some problem. You know, it was because that guy was a bad motherfucker.
Sure.
And he needed to be taken care of.
Sure.
So I have no qualms about that part of it.
But I'm just saying, do you think your attitude's changed at all? Do you think your perspective has changed at all because of PTSD? Because
I'm always hyper aware, and
yeah, me too.
anyway, I don't like going in public, and I damn sure do not like driving in fucking traffic.
Because it's exhausting. You got to watch every car. You got to watch every fucking person. And people say, I don't understand. Why would you do that?
I'm still looking for bombs and
yes. Well, like I tell everybody, I said, you know, remember that the movie Terminator, and when you get to see what a Terminator sees, and I'm not saying every soldier is a Terminator. What I'm trying to say is the way a robot would sit there and just start over-analyzing every bit of its surrounding. Like when you say, I don't want to go in public, I get it, because I still have a tendency to watch people's hands. And it doesn't matter where I'm at, but I'm watching people's hands because I want to see, what do you have in your hand? Why is your hand in your pocket? When you take it out of your pocket, what do you have in your fucking hand? And I tell people it's like the fucking Terminator. It gets exhausting to sit there and scan every single possible threat, because when you're in Iraq, you see a lot of threats. When you scan here in the United States, there's not many threats, if any fucking threats. 9 times out of 10 usually, you know, unless it's that freak fucking, you know, we're going to go crazy today. And it's not a veteran that's going crazy. It's some crazy going fucking crazy. You know, it's exhausting.
Shit happens when I'm carrying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm still in search of that elusive stateside kill, but it's just
Jesus Christ. That elusive stateside kill, huh?
That's funny.
You know, here's my thing, man. So, like, when Texas finally legalized you to open carry, I just did it because it was a freedom thing. And
Yeah.
there was, I mean, believe it or not, in Texas, there was a lot of people that were still just kind of like, oh my
Oh,
God, I couldn't
yeah.
believe that you're going to open carry
Yeah.
in front of children, or you're going to open carry in front of adults. Like,
Are you a
hold on, this is
cop?
a brand new freedom you haven't had since the 1800s. If you're not going to
Yeah.
exercise your right to do this because of open carry, people out in Texas,
Yep.
and there's tons of YouTube videos before the year 2016.
Yep, I was carded once.
Tons of them, where
Yeah.
guys in Texas were like, no, you are allowed to do this. People forgot about their rights, though.
Yep.
And that's what people don't understand. If you do not flex your rights, you don't have those fucking rights. Everyone would love to say, well, it's in the Constitution. Well, you go ahead and hold that piece of paper up to somebody and see how much they respect that piece of fucking paper. No, if you're not willing to fight for these freedoms, you don't earn these freedoms. So
Exactly.
that's what we did in Texas. And people, I mean, they gave us that stink eye, like, I can't believe you're going to be one of these people.
Two
But
things, though,
fuck
right?
it.
So I was at Walmart, and I had open carried quite a few times in that Walmart, and the manager came up to me once. My nose got really stuffy all of a sudden. But anyway, the manager came up to me and was like, he carded me for my weapon, and I was like, cool, yeah, here's my ID, that's fine.
yeah, I'm going to follow your laws.
Yeah. And
No,
I didn't even...
I tell him, no, fuck you.
Well, here's the
you
thing.
have no right to card me for nothing.
Ooh, I got a story about that at
Well,
a
here's the
checkpoint
thing.
in El Paso for me.
After my 8-hour CHL class, the rule was if you were concealed carrying, the only people that could ask you would be the
Managers.
manager of the establishment
owners.
or owners, right? And only they could card you because it's their business.
And they have a right to
And they
tell
have
you
a
to
right
get out of
to,
here.
right? So...
And I get that.
they
I just won't spend my money.
Nobody came up to me except the manager. So the manager came up and he was like, hey, this. And he was super nice about it. Like, hey, just wanted to make sure. And I'm like, yeah, man, whatever. So I showed it to him, whatever. It's legit. And so they probably had a new security person on. And they're like, who is this person? I always see them in here. So then the second time was Ryan and I went to a Buffalo Wild Wings with our open carry. And they
In
asked
Texas.
us, yep, and they asked us to leave. They don't even allow law enforcement
That's
in
what they
their
told us.
restaurants with their guns on. That's what they told us. And I was like, fuck it, I don't want to eat here anyway if you're not going to
I'm not going to spend my money if it's a
rights.
corporate policy that you will not even allow law enforcement to have their firearms,
So I was
because
like, cool, we're out.
I'm going to feel better
why I'll
if
go.
somebody has one.
I'll go to Chick-fil-A where our
Right.
pickles don't touch like God intended.
and they help choking passengers in their drive-thru,
Yeah.
Like, there's always a good story about Chick-fil-A. We're not religious people,
Dude, they're
but
so
man, I support the
nice.
shit out of Chick-fil-A.
They're
Because
so nice. I've never eaten there till
oh
last
my
year.
God, they will be out in the drive-thru, an actual human being, to take your order out here in Arizona in the fucking middle of the summer, and I'm like, what?
With a little iPad. And I'm like,
Yeah,
what
and
the
they're
fuck?
taking fucking orders, man, so you can
Dude.
interact with the human.
You know what I like is that new self-service cash register thing at McDonald's that they have now.
Oh yeah, where you can just use the little podium.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
Man, I said it back in 2009. I was like, dude, robots are going to take over the world. And sure enough, man, they're already, if some McDonald's that we've gone to, they have a kiosk. That's
Yeah.
exactly the term. And they have a kiosk that you can order your food and then somebody will bring it to you.
Just take the number. And
So
walk away.
people are literally making food and they're just bringing it to you. And how hard is that really going to be for a robot to make your fucking Big Mac and then walk it out to you or will it out to you?
If they start fucking plumping up those patties, that'd be a hell of a lot fucking better. But they're thin as fuck, man.
Yeah, dude.
Well, and we're in the state over here where they want to bump up the minimum wage to like $15 an hour.
Oh, nice.
So how do you
Like,
feel about
minimum
minimum
wage.
wage increases?
Uh,
Be honest.
Yeah.
if you start making it a standard at $15-$20 an hour for a standard job,
Hey, seriously, what are we paying college graduates? Jesus Christ.
the companies are gonna start
Going bankrupt.
firing people,
Yep, you gotta support the cost somehow.
and that's why those kiosks are there.
Yeah, dude. They're cutting, and even the food quality is like shitty. So
Well, what is
I
it?
just like the fries.
I saw something about like 2025 to 2030. white collar jobs. I think, what was it? 65% of white collar jobs are going to be depleted by the year 2030. And I saw this back in like 2008, before that housing crisis. And I was like, man, I could totally fucking believe that, because you're meaning to tell me you got to pay somebody $15 an hour to make this burger and then walk it out to somebody? Or you can buy one fucking robot for $60K.
Yeah, really.
And say, you're going to do this the next 20, 30 fucking years, you know?
We're going to grease you up every couple weeks.
And now you don't have $15 fucking dollars an hour to fucking take care of.
Or teenage attitude and acne.
Yeah. And this thing will make
our company's doing the same thing here.
Oh, shit.
We've got robotic shit going on, but in a fertilizer environment, it's not very handy. Goddamn thing spends most of its time broke down. So
yeah, that's true. I hear that a lot.
The guys that service that equipment and fix all that shit are gonna start making a bunch of money.
Yeah, IT people, mechanics.
Yeah, engineers.
Yeah, engineers.
I call them Engin-Nerds.
Yeah,
there
basically. Basically.
You remember Ski?
Yeah.
He's an Engin-Nerd. He became an engineer, and he does something, I think, with like natural gas lines in the state of Texas, but he lives in Chicago, the city of Chicago. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and we're actually going to have him on
tomorrow
Thursday.
Night.
I thought you said Thursday, Morgan.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Cicado.
No, Squid is coming on tomorrow, and tomorrow morning we're actually doing one with Andrew Saldana.
Ski is tomorrow night, and Cicado is Thursday.
Oh.
He has short-term memory loss. Do you experience this, Erickson?
Yeah, so do you have TBI, by the way? Traumatic brain injury?
I'm not sure.
So do you have a problem with short-term memory loss?
I do.
So that's a symptom of traumatic brain injury. And traumatic brain injury, we get it because
never been in the situation that it came up, and I wasn't looked at for anything like that, so I really don't freaking know, I guess.
So TBI comes from all the IEDs, VBIDs, SVBIDs that we were hit with. And, you know...
being inside that striker and getting rattled and vacuum sucked from...
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, have you heard of that 3M class action lawsuit that's going on right now?
Yeah, them guys are freaking harassing the shit out of me.
Dude, I contacted one of them. I actually contacted one of them, and I'm not bullshitting you. So
I did too. I called the lawyer that's involved with it.
Do it. And
I said, so what's the deal with this 40% shit? And I don't understand it. If you guys are trying to get Army veterans or military veterans compensated for this shit, and why in the fuck are we paying you guys a wage?
Yeah, why are we paying you 60 and we're getting 40?
Yeah.
Well, so I actually contacted, it was an all-woman's deal, and it was, Jesus, I don't even remember what it was, but it was like only for women, and I saw them on Facebook one day. I was scrolling down on something, and I was like, oh shit, I remember these headphones, or these earplugs, and I definitely use them. And I took a hearing test before we left for Iraq, and I remember the doctor telling me, you have like Superman hearing because you have a lot of negatives on your hearing test. I come back from that same deployment, and I am told, okay, so long story short, I go to take my hearing test because I was going for my E6. I was going to make my E6 in like 3 years and 6 months or something, dude. It was going to be super fast tracking. And I go in, and the audiologist calls everybody's name and their scores out, and then the very last person is me. And she tells the person before me, close the door. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I must have fucking, like, aced this fucking test. Like, this chick's gonna fucking give me a high five or something, you know? So this lady looks me dead in the eyes, and she goes, you know you can face UCMJ action for malingering. And I look her dead in the eyes, serious as dick cancer, and I go, well, I don't know what malingering means, but I'm just here for my E6 promotion. So can we hurry this the fuck up so I can get on with this promotion? And she started laughing. She goes, So you don't know what malingering means? No. Well, it's basically bullshitting. So basically, this lady's telling me I'm bullshitting my hearing test. And I'm like, this is like one of the only tests that I've ever been able to ace in my life. Why the fuck would I be bullshitting on this? So she has me take 7 tests back to back to back to back to back 7 times. And come to find out, I have 70% hearing loss. And when I brought that up to the VA, they just kind of laugh at it, just laugh it off. And I've taken hearing tests for them. The same fucking numbers come up where I'm not in the negative 70s anymore. And they're just like, nope, everything's fine. We gave you earplugs. So that was their fucking excuse for not ever saying, okay, we're going to take responsibility for this. Now, out of this class action lawsuit, you and I will probably see $20 fucking out of this fucking class action. You know what I mean? We're not going to see dick for anything. But
that's why I've been kind of fucking leery about actually finishing the
sign up
paperwork.
for it. Sign up for it. You know why? Because at the end of the day, here's my thing.
$20, $20.
Well, yeah, $20 is 20 fucking bucks. You can get some Keystone for $20,
18 of them for that matter.
Exactly. Well, but my thing is,
ounces.
We didn't have to face a lot of the rock throwing and blah, 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 blah from the Vietnam veterans, because of the shit they had to fucking go through,
Uh-huh.
But man, I will not have another group of fucking veterans be handed a set of fucking earplugs that were never actually fucking tested and that actually test to show that they're going to create hearing fucking loss because they do not do what they say they're going to do.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, dude, worst case scenario, I end up with $20 and the next generation of infantrymen, men or women, do not have to face the same horse shit that you and I had to face because I remember they were sticklers about these hearing plugs. You better fucking wear them. Well, now we find out there was no fucking sense in using these goddamn hearing plugs because they did not protect your ears at all. So,
exactly.
Yeah. So I say go for it, man. I say go ahead and contact them and do whatever it is you need to do. And best case, you walk away with $20,
Yeah.
I'm almost through the damn thing. I just got to finish this questionnaire, but
do it. Yeah, do it.
Being in this damn trailer, I don't have a printer, so it's kind of a pain in the dick for me to print shit out and get it done.
Yeah.
So
Morgan has a printer that she's always kept with us.
It's a fucking little hoss. It's like $30. It's
cheap as fuck, dude.
$30 at Walmart. The ink is like $20.
Yeah, the ink's like almost more than
I never have color. I only have black ink. And that shit, I only really use it for our work camping gigs and like when I need to print stuff and do contracts and scan inventory lists. So but it's a scanner too, man. And so and I'd use it for homeschool stuff sometimes. The kids usually use it to like print a bunch of shit. I used to be the kid that did the scanner of my ass on my mom's printer when they were new. When printers were new in your home.
Explain those dick pics on that
I
place
would,
that we all frequent.
Put my boobs on it. I didn't have any titties back then. Flat chested.
She flashed. Morgan flashed a cop when she was like 14, 13 years old.
I did. I was in 8th grade. I was 8th grade summer, and I wanted to be cool. And it was like they were like, "Oh, I dare you to flash this next cop." It was a bunch of friends at night. We thought we were cool because we were walking the streets, of Picayune, Mississippi. So anyway, so my friend does it, and I was like, "Fuck, I didn't do." I chickened out, So I was like, "Well, I gotta flash the next car that comes by." It was a fucking cop, and I didn't know it was a cop until after he passed us. And then he turned his lights on, and I'm like, dude, I'm so flat-chested. Like, it could have been this dude I was walking with. Like, they don't fucking know it was me. But I'm dumbass. And I'm, like, about to get in the car with this cop. He's like, "I'm going to take you home." And I'm like, "What?" And my friend Amanda was like, "Don't get in the car, Morgan. That's not your rights."
I know my rights.
Yeah, and I'm like, thank God she wasn't fucking stupid, dude. I would have been like, "Mama and Dada, I'm so sorry. I flashed my titties at this cop. I don't have no boobies." And that was the thing. In my family, I always was made fun of for being flat-chested. So, and that's the other funny thing. I got to tell this story because I don't know if my sister's going to listen, and maybe she will now. But every one of her boyfriends saw my boobs on accident, and I had no boobs. I was like an A cup. Like, there was nothing there. But every one of them did for some reason. It was so fucking weird.
For some reason, huh? It just kept happening
Well, like-
over and over.
Like, okay,
and
it was always a
over
different
and
person.
Over and over
Listen.
and over again.
Linda.
Sounds like a
Listen.
situational awareness problem.
Yeah, man, that totally sounds
I was
accidental.
in my home, and I don't care. Like, I'd walk around naked, but I was going in my laundry room to get clothes because I got out of the shower and I was just sprinting. I didn't have a towel. And all of a sudden, my sister comes in. Whatever. I get my clothes, and I walk out. I didn't know her boyfriend was with her, and I fucking was there. And I'm like, and then he went bragging about it, and I'm like, dude, I didn't have nothing to show. And, of course, my sister's like, Morgan, oh, my God.
Showing your titties.
And I'm like, Amanda, you tell me all the time how flat-chested I am. How is this a problem? Why is this a problem? I don't understand. Dude. That's fucking crazy.
So how about that RV you have?
Yeah. Speaking of PTSD.
Yeah.
Titties and beer and PTSD.
Which one do you want to talk about? RVs or
Pick one.
PTSD?
RVs.
Pick one, man.
I think we got off on a tangent from the PTSD thing.
That was
Yeah,
a
we
good
did.
one.
Yeah, we did.
It was good, though.
Cops brought
So
me off.
I guess I really never thought that I'd even had anything.
Sure.
I went to the VA and started doing all this shit, and they sent me for a psych eval, and I don't know what in the hell this guy saw in me. I must have been wiggling funny in the chair or something, but they gave me a 50% rating on that.
That's awesome.
Gosh.
And they didn't ask any specific questions. Everybody that I'd talked to says they talk about specific situations. So I was all prepared to go in there and talk about all the shit that we went through, and
Yeah.
I get in there and he's just asking super generic questions, and I'm like,
Yes.
So-
they're all fucking super generic.
Yeah.
Did you ever see somebody die? Have you ever been hit with an IED, SVBID, VBID? Have you ever shot
do you
somebody?
have
Ever been
this
shot
problem?
I have a question for
And-
you. Whenever Ryan told them, when they asked him, like, when he told them that he was hit with, like, IEDs, they're like, well, how many? And he was like, I don't know, over 20 at least. They, like, laughed
They
in his
told me I'm a
face.
liar.
All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking all of them.
And then later
All of 'em?
on, they were like, oh, okay, this is a real thing. Even his hearing now, today, they'll say, oh, this is textbook explosions. So it's good, like, explosions for hearing loss. Like, they actually, now, to this day, 10 years later, obviously, they have a documentation of these effects and how it will look.
But I've been telling them this whole time, but
It's
they're like,
crazy.
no. That's normal. This
Yeah.
is normal hearing loss. Bitch, I'm 22 years old at that
Yeah.
time, and I'm like,
Oh.
I have 70% hearing loss. That shit is not normal.
Yeah.
I had to take...
Well, the fucked up thing about that is I've got hearing loss in my left ear. Is the worst one.
And you're right-handed?
And I have I'm left-handed shooter.
Nice, me too.
Me too.
Um,
No, I'm right-handed.
Yeah, I think I remember that about you.
Nice.
Super rare.
It is rare.
And I shoot my rifle left-handed and my pistol right-handed.
Nice, so you're ambidextrous. Me
I'm
too.
ambidextrous
Yeah, I'm pretty much
as well.
amphibious.
I'm pretty much amphibious.
So
Me too.
yeah, so I always thought I was a fucking weirdo, but here we go on another tangent real quick. But so if I shoot my rifle left-handed and I need to transition to my pistol on my right hand, I'm already shooting with my right hand as I'm putting down my rifle.
Nice.
So I'm saving time on everybody.
Yeah, dude. You're like one gun up, next gun up.
Yeah, I'm kind of like a freak of nature. And shit.
Yeah. Looks badass.
I remember having to qualify with the AT4 in OSIT training, right-handed, because the drill sergeants didn't know how to tell me how to shoot it fucking left-handed. They're like, I don't know, just shoot it fucking right-handed. Okay.
Our guys are just like, here's the freaking deal, and you just do it how you feel comfortable.
Read the instructions, bitch. You got this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Front-
they do dumb that shit down.
Front towards the enemy.
Yeah. Yeah. They dumb that
But-
shit down.
Yeah. So, yeah, the hearing loss thing. I went through the VA for all the hearing loss and tinnitus and shit, and
Yeah.
I think they gave me a 10% rating on tinnitus. and my hearing loss is service-connected 0.
Yeah. Yeah, like that shit's okay, even
That
though
shit has
there's
to
now a
change.
class action lawsuit for
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
hearing aids. Yeah, it's such horseshit.
Right.
They need to change. And what sucks, you know what sucks? I hate for you guys is that if y'all ever wanted to go back and get that rating when this all does eventually come out, the fucking emotional and like mental exhaustion that you guys I see go
Yeah.
through to like have to prepare. You even said it when you were literally just talking, Erickson. You were like, I was prepared to go in and talk about detailed stuff. You guys do eventually have to, like, I know like he's had to for his different ratings, had to talk to different therapists, and it's just emotionally exhausting to have to relive that and
Yeah.
like deal with it. And it's hard on everybody, like the whole family. We're all kind of like freaked, like,
Along for the
anxious
ride.
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on that psych eval, he finished it up and said, "Hey, we're done." I said, "Well, I came in prepared to talk about all this other shit." I said,
They
"Why
don't wanna
didn't
hear
we
it.
do that?"
Ugh.
He says he gave me the explanation. This Ned Flanders looking motherfucker in his khakis and Birkenstock. And shit.
Well, let me tell you
Yeah.
right now, sir.
Goddamn fucking mustache. No shit, dude looked like a ringer, man.
Oh
Ned
my
Flanders.
God. Oh my god.
Fucking, he gave me the explanation, and he says, he says, we don't get into specifics because we do not have the facility on
Yep.
site to talk you off that ledge once we've already put you on it.
Yeah.
But they already
Yeah.
do by having to go through this whole process.
So in Texas, you'd have to go to this fucking place that they have the fucking psychos, like the ones that wanted to be
It's in
admitted.
Temple, yeah.
It's in Temple, Texas, and so your fucking appointment, you're hanging out with all these fucking actual crazies or people pretending to be fucking crazy.
Yeah, most of
And
them
I
are
remember
pretending.
like hearing the most asinine fucking stories. Like I'm just waiting in the quote unquote waiting area, which is like outside any fucking where. You know what I mean? You just wait for someone to call your name, and you got these crazies from the fucking asylum, and they're
fucking
telling me,
nuts out there,
dude,
Yeah.
they're
rocking in the
telling
corner.
yes.
Yes.
And they're telling me
Full
like
on.
their Medal of Honor fucking stories, and I'm just like, fuck, now I gotta go in here and talk about this. I mean, of course, all the shit they said was horseshit, but I'm like, god damn, dude. Now I'm just defeated. I don't even want to fucking do this. So I think Temple, Texas, like has this little fucking game going on. It's a pretty good
Yeah.
game. They
It's
send the
sad.
actual fucking crazies out there with bullshit stories
I
to like
killed a
freak you out, to
man.
be like, man, I don't want to fucking end up here. Like, so, and when you walk in, they're like, sir, so how you feeling today? Oh, I'm feeling fucking great. I feel like I can go home today.
I don't want to stay.
Like, so I hear, you're having these issues. No, fuck no, man. I'm fucking, life's great. My fucking kids are healthy. My wife's healthy. We're good to go, man.
Dude.
Like, you don't even want to talk to this fucking guy anymore because you're like, I don't want to fucking end up here. I don't want to end up
Yeah.
like fucking Travis that just talked to me. You know what I mean?
2-second
Yeah.
Tom
Yeah,
over there.
10
I don't
second
want
fucking
that
Tom.
shit that they're giving him. I don't need no
Yeah.
lobotomy or nothing.
Dude.
I don't want lithium.
I don't need to get
Please.
shock therapy. I'm fucking okay. Like, we're just gonna go on with my life. Like, if this is me getting a rating, nah, bro, we're just gonna say I'm a 0. Like, I'm good,
Jeez.
because I don't want to fucking end up in this goddamn thing like Travis.
Do you remember Sergeant Boxrucker?
Fucking of course.
First platoon
Yep.
sergeant?
Became our first sergeant at the end of the deployment. Yeah.
Yeah. That motherfucker told me a humdinger of a fucking story when he was a little private, young private coming
Young
in.
buck.
Hmm. Nice.
He said this private fucking showed up, and he didn't want to fucking be there, so he schemed on this shit. He says he rode his invisible fucking motorcycle
Whoa.
to the barracks and to the company every fucking day of the week.
Goddamn
Oh my
right he did.
God. What?
He'd wake up in the morning, he'd get dressed, he'd hop on that thing, kickstart it, drive it to the company,
This
all
is
the
just
way.
him trying to get out of the
Right.
army.
Yeah, this
Oh my
invisible
God.
motorcycle. Rode that thing all the way to company, parked it, turned the key off, walked inside.
No
And
shame.
he'd leave every day, he'd hop on it, turn the key on, kickstart it, and drive it home.
What the
Well, they finally put him out for this shit.
Yeah.
So the day that they finally released him, he I guess he started this thing up, turned the key on, kick-started it, drove it to the company, parked it, turned the key off, walked inside, and went into the first sergeant's office and tossed him the keys and said, "It's all yours. I don't need it anymore."
I fucking remember him telling me that story.
I remember that story.
Yes.
Oh, see,
I don't need this anymore.
That's
crazy.
commitment.
Bro.
I forgot about that.
Yes, I
Holy
fucking do.
shit.
So, no bullshit, man. I had a guy that I went through OSIT with, and I'm not going to say the guy's name. I don't want to embarrass him, but he ended up playing a little fucking game. And out of all the things that you can, like, I think that one with the little moped is fucking a great
That
genius
is
idea.
great.
Like, yeah, that's totally going to get you the fuck out, Well, so, there was a guy I went through OSIT with, so it's, 13, 14 weeks, and we get to Alaska, and he is not happy being in Alaska, and he's got a new wife, and he decides, you know what? I'm not going to be in the Army anymore. So he tells his fucking, chain of command, "Hey, I'm gay. I can't do this. I'm gay. I'm gay as fuck. I'm not going to, fight in this Army. I'm not doing this." And so they fucking, they're fucking around with him, and they're like, "Oh, well, you got to prove it, man. You just can't come in here telling me you're fucking gay." And probably because these people didn't even know how to handle something like this, because it was Alaska. It was a retiree post at that time. And so
You never heard of gay chicken before, I guess.
I guess so. I guess not, man. I guess they didn't hear that. He's the motherfucking master at this shit. Because they end up making a fucking porno, him and his girl, with some other guy. And the girl sends the first sergeant their fucking porno. Of course, that shit goes up chain of command. Before we know it, that motherfucker's out of the Army.
I remember that.
But I'm like, man, you could have just fucking pretended to ride a goddamn bike instead of pretending to be gay. Like, it was, that's a lot easier to me. Like, and then go walk into the first sergeant's office and be like, "It's yours now,"
Oh my god.
Like, whoa, guy. No need to go to extremes here.
You don't have to suck any dicks.
To get out of that.
Yeah, man.
There need not be dick
Shit,
sucking.
just tell him your fucking knee hurts or something. Shit.
Goddamn, bro. Like, but hey, he was ready to go.
Ketchup on it or nothing.
Yeah, he was ready to go, man. And so they made their little porno,
honey.
and that was it.
No, honey, I have to suck his dick. I'm telling you, this has to happen. That's how he introduced the threesome to his wife.
Possibly.
I just really want to watch you.
I hope they're still having some great threesomes because of that. That's fucking commitment, dude.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
How do you know you don't like dick unless you try it?
I'm just saying. If you haven't tried it, you don't know.
I'm just saying.
Put some ketchup on it. I don't know.
You can't look at them on Facebook.
Jesus Christ.
Don't go to Facebook to look at no dicks because they don't let them.
Yeah,
they don't let you look at them.
They won't let you look at them.
It is not dick book. It is Facebook and titty book. That's it. That's all you get. I've seen some like tacos look like vaginas before, and they didn't flag that shit either. I've seen some questionable.
How long is this podcast?
We're at 2 hours and 25 minutes.
I told you it goes pretty quick, man.
That's good.
Oh shit!
I think we got about good 20 minutes of RV talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna listen to it for the war stories and the veteran stories.
You guys, you're gonna have to make this one into a fucking two-part.
A twofer. Make it a twofer,
this
huh?
Friday, we'll delve into part 2.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Sound like an Oprah fucking book club or something.
Well, do you have any advice for anybody that wants to, RV?
With their kids and family and stuff? Like,
yeah, don't go to Camping World. Fuck those guys.
Right.
Do your research is the main thing.
On what
Find something you like. Make sure it's a reputable company that builds the RV.
Right.
And then a reputable company that's selling the RV. And then, YouTube is a freaking huge outlet for all that stuff. There's
YouTube University.
There is tons of fucking people that have specifically just RVing, living in an RV type thing.
Yeah.
On there, telling their story and the things that they learn. And shit, I learned so much on just that. I think the worst thing that I've had happen, I guess, would be first thing we did was leave our gray tanks open,
Oh.
draining wide open. So
Yep.
I guess the shit we have 2 gray tanks, one for the kitchen sink and outdoor kitchen sink, and then one for the shower and bathroom sink. And the kitchen sink, all the shit and grease and food and stuff that goes through the drain will cake up on the bottom of that tank if you leave that open.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and once that shit cakes up and dries up, then you'll have trouble from that point on draining it. And I'm still fighting that right now to this day. I put like three or 4 treatments to eat that shit
You
out
need
of there.
some Dawn dish soap.
Well,
I'm fucking with you. Just regular ass Dawn.
That's what we've been using for washing with, but
it's not helping.
I bought this. Not really. No, I actually went and bought this Commando shit. And it's it's made for the black tank, but it's the little packets that dissolve.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of like the toilet treatment shit anyway.
How's that been working?
Well, it's supposed to have more of the enzymes and stuff to break some of that shit down.
Right.
And it's supposed to clean off the sensors and stuff also. And my sensors are still reading on the 3rd light out of 4. And I'm still getting just trash out of that thing. So I went and bought one of those. So I got 3 T-handles to open my tanks.
Okay.
And then they all collect into a single pipe.
So you have a gray water, black water, and then a mutual one in between each one of those?
No, I've got 2 gray handles and a black handle. And then they all collect into a single pipe for the exit.
Yep.
And there's no valve at the exit. So I went and bought one of those quick connect, the bayonet style deal with the blade valve on it.
Yeah.
Just I think the beginning of this month.
Nice.
And so I've been shutting that and then leaving the tanks open so that they're cross loading.
Yeah.
And I'll get them to where the kitchen sinks gray tanks are full, and then I'll shut off the bathroom one. I'll close that one so that when that fills up, then I'll have backflush. So once that fills up, then I'll drain the kitchen tank and let it go. And I'm still getting chunks of shit out of that thing right now.
Oh man,
it's terrible.
You
and
snake
it stinks.
Yeah, I bet.
No, I just watched a video on what is it? It's a pressure washer, fucking jet.
Yeah.
So it's got jets that face the rear and the front. I think there's like 3 or 4 jets to the rear and 1 to the front. So it sprays forward and backwards, and it propels itself into the pipe.
Yeah.
And the guy did a demonstration. He cleaned out his tanks like he always does, and then they did this jetting with the pressure washer deal, and they got so much more shit out of it.
Nice.
It's like a colonoscopy.
Literal. And so I mean, those tanks are square, and they don't always drain to the center like they're supposed to.
Yep.
So all the corners are always full of shit.
Junk,
yep.
Yeah.
And that jet goes in there and it sprays all in all directions at 4,000 psi.
Oh shit! Nice.
So it's a professional job, and he said he recommended it like once a year and whatnot.
Of course he did.
And if you're stationary,
it's a jetter
too.
fitting.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't even know that existed.
I didn't either.
We just open up our gray water valve that we have, and we retrofitted an old it was just a freshwater tank for a farm from Tractor Supply.
We got a little clean out.
We put a little clean out valve on it. But
we can either use that to drain or to push water inside. So.
And I just open it, and then when we travel, all that shit'll like jiggle loose. We'll throw some bleach. We'll run bleach and water down the lines, and then we'll just kind of let it do its own.
Well, I've heard
thing.
Bleach will eat your seals, won't it?
Well, we don't have regular RV seals, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, the way I hooked it up, no, I don't have any seals on my.
We just glued all of our.
I just
PVC.
glued everything together, and then I
Uh-huh.
have a what is that called?
There's a quarter turn valve or something.
Gator valve or
bulkhead?
Bulkhead? Yeah, it's a gator something bulkhead, and
So
it's
you're not running the standard RV.
No.
Fuck
blade
no.
valve type
No,
thing.
Fuck no,
it's
man.
literally just a drain line that goes from the and we ran everything in line, so like our kitchen sink and our shower can share the same drain line, and everything's done at a 1/4 inch angle down to the gray water tank. And the gray water tank is just a tank we retrofitted, and pipes go in it and pipes come out.
Yep.
We just added that actually a year ago. And we got that RV connection.
We're adding
too.
right now. It's called a sun cell, and we have been playing around with some ideas. Like, we're in Arizona, and where we're at is Sierra Vista, and it doesn't get that hot, but still, just the sun period. Just beating down on an RV isn't great.
The steel gets so hot.
And so, the steel will get very hot, and so we decided to go buy some sun cells, and we bought a 20x20. And then we got it in today, got it all hooked up, and realized, all right, the stakes that we have, they're cool, but we end up losing a lot of headroom, by our grass. So we got these 54-inch, what are they?
Rebar.
Rebar tent stakes. And they have a little circle welded on them. And we're going to try those out. We'll see how those work. Yeah, we get them Friday.
And what is this thing now?
It's like a sunshade. It's called a sun sail, but it's like just basically a shade, a big shade. We've been looking for
like they had over the top of the containers and shit.
Yeah, like an awning. Like an awning.
Yep.
It's like that screen material. That
right.
Yep.
Screen material they put in between
exactly
the
right.
Containers in Iraq.
Yep.
Right. Like rain can still kind of get through it, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, man, I'm hoping that'll like cool it off a little bit in here. I think so. It's like the worst it gets is like 85. If it's like 106 outside or something, it'll be like 85 in the front of the bus.
Huh.
And that's still cooler than being outside, but in direct sunlight. But I think if we put the shades up, because it's like each side of the bus gets it on different parts of the day, Yeah. So it's like, man, I think if we cooled it off a little bit, it would totally help. So
you guys have an awning on there at all?
No, we've been looking for,
our eyes are open for
a
good deal.
just like a junker RV that, we can steal an awning from. Because, like, dude, I'm not paying full price for what people want for an awning. It's not worth what they're wanting. So just because I understand how it's made.
$1,200.
Yeah, dude. And I understand how cheaply these things are made. And I'm like, no, dude, for $1,200, I can make something super fucking badass made out of steel. I'm not going to go fucking buy something out of aluminum that's $1,200.
You guys need to come down and visit. I know a guy that can weld pretty good.
Nice.
That's good. That's good.
Is that you?
I can drink beer pretty good too.
No.
So you're a pretty good grinder, huh?
So are you a welder or a grinder?
Yeah.
I'm more of a welder.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
I prefer not to grind.
Oh my God.
Why in the hell would I grind off my pretty welds?
So what do you exactly?
Well, no, I just
what do you weld? Like, what do you weld? Do you MIG, TIG, flux core, stick?
I'm kind of an all around guy.
Nice.
I work for an ag chemical fertilizer outfit here, and I weld and fabricate sometime or most of the time, and then I also have my CDL, so I get put in a truck every now and then when we're tight on truck drivers. So
nice.
Gotcha.
But I've never had any specialized welding training other than my high school class and
awesome.
And the bullshit college class that I did for a day.
That's awesome.
And that was, I guess, the only thing that was new to me at that was the TIG process.
Yeah.
And we only spent like a day or two on that. So I didn't really learn a whole bunch of the TIG.
Okay.
If I had to do it today, I could probably figure it out really
Yeah.
fast.
No, I was
But,
only asking because I have 2 kegs that I want to turn into stills. And because I think they're 25 gallons apiece. And I've never
Are they
TIG welded.
stainless or aluminum?
Stainless.
Okay.
So
I can, yeah.
we could probably MIG weld this.
I can MIG weld the shit out of stainless.
Exactly.
I do it every day.
That's what I was
Oh,
gonna say. And if I got
nice.
the gases, I could weld this with our MIG welder.
Yeah.
But I've had some people tell me like, nah, man, it's better to do TIG when you're dealing with stainless steel. But I've had plenty of other people tell me, nah, man, you can just do it with MIG. You're good.
It is, and it isn't. It doesn't really care if it's just a structural thing. If you really want it pretty, that's where the TIG comes into play.
Right.
And you
And
get
see,
all
that's
the
what I
the
gathered.
rainbow colored dimes and shit.
Nope, I don't need that.
That
I just need that
see.
shit to fucking work and capture whiskey for me. That's it.
Yeah, you just go get you a 10-pound roll of stainless wire and a bottle of Trimix, and you're set.
Right.
I got pretty good at
Uh,
welding the expanded metal. I was quicker
Yeah.
on it than Ryan was.
Yeah,
He
Morgan
burned
was
through
better
it.
at expanded metal than I was.
He
I was
would
blowing
burn
right through that
it,
shit.
Yeah. I had a little bit more patience, I think.
I'm pretty lucky in that I've got. We finally got a new piece of equipment here. It was one of those ESAB Rebel,
Okay.
the 215 IC Rebel.
Yep.
So it's got that smart MIG deal on there, and you turn the dial to the thickness of metal that you're welding,
Yep.
Yeah.
and it automatically adjusts itself for it.
Oh shit. It's like
So
running a bead of cock.
That's nice.
Oh shit! It evaluates the first 5 seconds of your weld and then adjusts itself to it.
No way.
Dude, that would have been nice when the wind over there
Oh
in West
man!
Texas.
But they're starting at like $1,400.
I bet
Oh, that's
they
it?
are.
It's yeah, that's it. If I had the money, I'd buy one today.
Right.
Yeah,
But
really.
yeah, I love that damn machine. And
I bet.
the one that we got, I think it was $1,500, and we've got the MIG gun, the stick electrode, and the TIG torch. It was a lift TIG though. It doesn't have the pedal yet.
Okay.
You have to buy the pedal separately, but the lift
course.
TIG is a totally different fucking deal. So on the TIG, all your standard TIG welding, you have the little pedal that adjusts your heat. So when you first start out, you hammer that thing to the floor, and then you back the pedal off to the heat that you need.
Right.
With the lift TIG, you got to set that shit up to where you want it on the dials.
Yep.
And then you touch the electrode to the metal, and as soon as you break that ground, it starts its weld. And then you got to
That's
continue
awesome.
that. It continues at that same heat the whole time.
Right.
So you got to be real smart and know exactly where you want your shit to fucking go.
No, I get that.
It's all trial and error, and then of course, the little standard kit that they ship with the thing is a bullshit deal anyways. But they give you crappy fucking tungsten electrodes and cup, little shitty ceramic cups and stuff. It's all pretty much the freebie shit that you get like on Amazon or whatever with some
Right.
fucky little TIG welder or something for $100.
Right.
But,
Jesus.
but I mean, if you go to your welding shop and you can get all the cool guy shit with the little clear lenses and the screens and shit that make your TIG welding a whole lot better. And I think the pedals are another like $300-400.
That's your trade, though. I mean, you might as well spend the money on it.
That's right.
Invest in yourself,
That's the best thing about building our house is that I finally got Morgan to understand. I would always be building something, and she would say, "Do you need that?" Well, no, nobody needs anything, but there are tools to make this easier. No, you don't need it then.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we started building this bus, and she was like, "Don't they make a tool for this?" Absolutely, they fucking do. Here it is.
Yeah.
And then
No
all of a
shit.
sudden, she was
Tried
all
to
about.
buy one 10 years ago.
There you go.
Well,
yeah. Yeah.
That shit would have burned in the house fire. And that's what I always tell him. Like, it doesn't matter. It would have fucking burned. Doesn't even matter. But no, he did, and I did. I learned how to do that. Like, just to be like, man, you're right. There is a tool for the job. And like now, I wish we would have had a plasma cutter.
Yeah.
I wish we would
All
have.
them shits are worth their weight in money, but they're expensive as fuck.
Even an
Yeah, I
oxy
know.
fucking torch, man, would have been great for what we did.
Yeah.
We were just fucking going through wheel after wheel.
Well, hey, so do you have anything else you want to add, man? I think we're going to cut this podcast now.
Hell, I don't know.
We need to do another one with your wife if she ends up liking it. Y'all listen to this one and see if y'all like it, and then maybe she can chime in and give us some advice on the road stuff, maybe.
You better cut this in two and
No way.
tell me which one's got all the racy shit in it first.
Oh, like the sex house story.
The sexy story.
We got Sex House Story 1, Sex House Story Returns.
The wedding party thing and all that garbage.
Yeah, man. This is actually we have some really good content in this
There's a lot
podcast.
of
I think this is gonna be great.
I can't wait to hear it. It's gonna sound
Y'all
great.
can call me up. You guys call me anytime, and I'd be glad to feed you more fucking.
Yeah, there's many
Nice.
more to get into. There's so much
I got-
more.
I got tons more stories.
We got your naked story. We got my naked story in this one.
We
Yeah,
got
it's pretty
some
good.
gravy. We got some maybe. The
It got pretty
ladies.
racy. I forgot about that. So, yeah.
I'm sure there's shit that I even forgot about.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Stuff you're gonna remember tomorrow and be like, man, I should have said this.
I'll let you know
Yeah.
too when it comes out. But thank you so much for being on and sharing all that stuff. It's great. I love hearing all these stories too, and it kind of helps validate for me at least like some of what Ryan goes through too. It just like okay, it's normal. There's other people going through that.
Sure.
Yeah, there's more than one person with all that shit going on.
Exactly, and I think more people need.
There's
to
more
know
than one
that.
person, ended up naked at the end of the night.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Don't be ashamed.
Yeah.
That's your.
I never
that's
was.
your 20 story.
Should have seen me in my 20s.
Eventually, you're probably going to do that again one other time in your life. Might be a midlife crisis. Maybe tomorrow.
Oh,
Or
You
just
don't
be
know.
midlife.
It just might be like just the middle of your life and it happens.
Yeah.
that ain't the first story or the last story.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's not gonna be my
Exactly.
last time.
There's no not being classy whenever you want to get that fucked up. So
Oh shit! You guys will have to remind me next time we talk about wine tasting and cheese tasting and
Yeah.
shit. Cheese pairing.
that'll
That's
be
a
a
whole-
good part too.
That'll be
That
part
is
2
a
of
whole
this.
other story. Oh yeah, you should have seen my mother-in-law's face.
Oh my god.
All right, how about we end this on that story right there?
There we go. That we have to
All right.
continue it.
There we go.
Thanks so
Sounds
much for
good.
being on, Erickson. We appreciate it.
No, let him
Yeah,
tell
no
a story.
problem.
Yeah.
I got to hear a story. That's
Okay.
how we're gonna go out to this.
Okay. All right. We'll end it on a bang.
Oh,
Let's
oh
do
so
it.
we're gonna put that one on this.
Oh
one?
yeah,
Yeah, we're
man.
gonna do
This is
it.
gonna be the last one. Go.
All right, so here we are. We're in wine country here in the Willamette Valley of Oregon, and recently here in the last couple of years we've been getting into the wine tasting with my mother and father-in-law and my wife
Yeah.
and I'm just not a big wine fan. It has to be something that I like, and
Sure.
and these wineries like to tell you that, oh, this should taste like this, and
And
this
it never
is why
tastes
it's
like
good.
that.
It's not. I
Never.
don't get it.
Yeah, me
But
neither.
here, take this chocolate, taste this with chocolate. So yeah, it tastes like fucking shitty wine and chocolate.
Right.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
Yep.
It changes the flavor. Well, no shit, you just put something different in your mouth, dude.
Yeah. Duh.
You ain't gotta be fucking goddamn Jiffy Lube to figure that shit
Right,
out.
right.
For fuck's sake.
Man, this tastes like
So-
Coca-Cola. Well, sir, you're drinking Coca-Cola while you're drinking this wine.
Yeah.
It
So
tastes just like
exactly.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah. So you gotta pair the wines with different foods and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. We're members of this Erath winery out of Dundee, Oregon, And we decided that we're going to go sign up for this wine and cheese pairing event. So it was me, my wife, mother-in-law, father-in-law, my brother-in-law, and his wife. We all went to this. We're all members of this friggin' winery.
Okay.
So we go up in the hills of Dundee, and we get there a little bit early, so they send us back down to the tasting room and free wine. Go have at it. Okay, well, we're getting wound up already. So about half hour later, they finally have everything set up, and they bring us up into this little dining room area, and they have, what is it, three or four wines and 3 or 4 cheeses set out in front of you. So we all sit down in our little spots, and this toddy little gal up front is so let's try this, and I want to hear everybody's opinion on this shit, right?
Okay.
So we get this fucking goat cheese bullshit and a white wine, and she says, "Well, take a little chunk of this goat sheep bullshit cheese and tell me what you think." And my first fucking impression of this shit was, it tastes like a goddamn gym sock.
Yeah, because it's goat cheese. You need fucking whiskey to chase that goat cheese down.
It's like a bite.
So she asked me, or she asked the group, and it wasn't just us there. It was other people that we never met too.
Okay.
And so there was like 3 or 4 gals together that were on a bridesmaid thing or something like that, and another guy and a gal that just got married across from me. And she says, "Well, what do you get off of that?" And I just blurted out, "Gym sock."
Oh shit.
My God.
My mother-in-law looked
my
at me like I just took all the air out of the fucking room.
Like you shit on the table.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God, dude.
And the chick says, "Well, I've never heard nothing like that before." I said, "Jesus Christ, don't fucking look at me like that.
Yeah.
I said it. You were thinking it."
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Don't think that I'm the only fucking
disgusting.
asshole here that thinks
Yeah,
goat cheese tastes like
right?
fucking gym sock.
It's
Yeah.
She asked for an honest
disgusting.
opinion, and I fucking gave it.
Yep.
Yes,
And-
dude. That is so gross. I hate
That's
goat.
awesome.
So we went through all these little flights, and they had them paired with each wine. And then at the end of that, we had leftovers, and they wanted us to pair them with the other wines and, put different combinations together and see which ones worked and whatnot.
Okay.
And so every time they came back to that first damn cheese, they ain't nothing going with this shit.
Right.
Dude, that's gross.
Oh,
That's
God,
so
this is
gross.
terrible.
I was I went to Austin, and I went to one of these microbreweries, and all their beers tasted like, remember the old fucking BandAids in the metal fucking BandAid can?
Yeah.
You remember the smell of that?
Yeah, smell like a hospital.
Okay, that's the taste of all their beers, and you have light flavor of this, or you have hard, extreme flavor. Okay, so
Formaldehyde.
yes, dude, yes, and I'm sitting here around all these fucking yuppies in Austin, and they're just like, "Oh, you can taste the fucking." They're yuppies because they're sitting there talking out of their fucking ass. They're looking at somebody who brews their own beer and somebody that brews their own fucking moonshine. And can you taste the vanilla in this? Oh, you can taste that. And I'm just looking at them like, I could taste the goddamn BandAids. That's all the fuck I can goddamn taste is BandAids. You got light flavor BandAids, and I went up to get a second beer because I thought surely this beer is going to be better than this. And I even told the person pouring it, I said, hey, the first one tasted like, like 1980s BandAids. Like, I don't want the smell of 1980s BandAids.
So gross.
And the guy's like, oh, this one, it's going to be totally different. And so he pours it. It looks amazing. And I'm like, here we go. Can't wait to try this. Fucking BandAids. It's just an extreme flavor of fucking BandAids.
Hoppy BandAids.
And I got all these yuppies around me talking about, you can taste this note, this note. No, bitch, all you can taste is fucking BandAids. 1988 goddamn smell of fucking BandAids. That's all you taste. is that smell.
So
So I totally get that. And there was actually a study that came out. All these what do they call them?
Fruitcakes and
Concierges or whatever. Like,
Concierge,
no,
yeah.
that's not it. That's
Connoisseurs.
connoisseurs. Yeah, so they brought all these connoisseurs and brought all this cheap ass fucking wine. And hey, what can you taste in these? And it was all fucking garbage wine.
Yeah.
And these connoisseurs are telling you all these different notes that they're fucking tasting. There's no fucking vanilla in this thing. This thing was called Mad Dog 2020 Pina Colada.
Oh my god.
All right, there's no fucking watermelon in this bitch.
Yeah,
so,
right.
and these guys were telling you all these flavors they can taste. That's all horseshit.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my god.
you know, I had somebody tell me they went to Napa Valley, and so they came back and they taught me how to taste wine. And they said you put a swish in your mouth, a swig in your mouth, and you swish it all around, and you try to fill up all the taste buds with that wine. And then you spit that out, and you take a second sip, okay? So then I talked to the lady, Miss Burgess, okay? I don't know if you ever heard of Burgess Winery out in Napa Valley, okay? It's a fucking thing. Met her in the fucking Redwoods. Her husband had died, Mr. Burgess, who made this wine. And so I tell her, hey, this is what I was told about learning how to taste wine. Is this real or what's up? And this lady was so blunt. She was amazing, okay? She looks me dead in the eyes and she goes, that's fucking horseshit. It's wine. Either it tastes good or it doesn't. You know what you do when your wine doesn't taste good? I said, no, ma'am. What do?
Find a different bottle.
No. She puts a cork on that fucking red wine. She puts it underneath the table, and she commences just shaking the shit out of this bottle.
Yeah.
And to where when she pops that top, dude, the wine with no fucking carbonation is still kind of pouring out a little bit. She shook it so hard. And she goes, now try it. Tried it. That wine
Totally
tasted
different.
amazing.
Totally
So,
different. Just shaking the shit out of it.
Just pulling the sediment out of the bottom and mixing it in.
yeah. We're coming to you from our 49 square foot podcast studio, 100% powered by solar in our schooly Chitty Bang.
You can find our shenanigans online at thecrabshomestead.com and Talkin' Chitty on Facebook and Instagram. You can also follow our schooly life on Facebook at Chitty Bang Schooly and Instagram at The Crabs Homestead.